record. All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. My name is Marnie Hernandez, and today we are doing and hopefully finishing our Canada certificate workshop. This is now our 5th one, but hopefully we'll get this completed so you guys can get your goodies, your information, your certificates, etc. So again, thank you for joining me today. Go ahead and click on the link, canadaspecialistprogram.com. And then what we're going to do is go down here to learn, and we're going to continue. So as you see here, we're almost done. I got my destination Canada specialist completion here, and we're going to go ahead and go on to the next one. So we've completed to silver. We need to get to gold and platinum. So let's see. Hopefully we'll finish today. If not, we will hopefully get to the next one. So we've got 100% complete on foundation, 100 complete on experience, and then we need 8 of these to get to our gold. Okay, so so it looks like we didn't complete British Columbia. So we'll do, there's what, 9, how many are there? 3, 4, 12, 13, but we only need 8. So we'll go through some of these, decide which ones we want to do. But it looks like we started British Columbia, so we'll start there, and then you guys help decide what we want to do next, okay? Or if somebody wants to click through and see which ones are short little ones so we can get them through quick, that would be good too. All right, so we'll start on British Columbia. Again, if you're new, just listen. We'll go through the trainings. Videos are in here. And then we all take the test together, okay? So let's go ahead and get that done. All right, so welcome to British Columbia, okay? So let's watch the quick video. All right, next. Boo, 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 boo. All right, so welcome. This is Smithers Marty Clemens. Culture, heritage, nature combined to create a vibrant tapestry of influences and experiences for visitors to modern day British Columbia. From the indigenous peoples to early Columbian settlers and immigrants around the world, there is no denying the fascinating traditions and cultural allure of this province. A living culture with over 200 indigenous communities and more than 30 indigenous languages. British Columbia's 6 diverse and beautiful regions offer extensive, authentic indigenous experiences. In fact, British Columbia has the distinction of being the most diverse province in Canada for indigenous peoples. Visitors should definitely explore the national and provincial parks, monuments, and museums that showcase this diversity and tradition, which lives on. It is a huge part of what makes British Columbia so special. Amazing nature, natural beauty, and outdoor attractions draw both visitors and Canadians alike to British Columbia. With the well-known Rocky Mountains spanning British Columbia's eastern border and 9 more mountain ranges in the province, there are boundless opportunities for outdoor adventure, including some of the best skiing in the world, jaw-dropping coastlines scattered with inlets and islands, beaches and bays, plus the largest tract of unspoiled temperate rainforest on Earth. Sits on the northeast coast of British Columbia. The incomparable Great Barrier Rainforest, captivating cities in British Columbia, nature shapes culture, and that includes our cities, Vancouver, Victoria, Whistler, Kelowna, Kamloops, and Richland. Outdoor activities are all incorporated into every facet of city life. No matter the season and the dining, nightlife and cultural attractions are just as exciting and diverse. All right, how are we going to get there? So getting into and around British Columbia is easy and accessible, and oftentimes introduces spectacular views. By air, Vancouver International is the main gateway to British Columbia. In addition, Abbotsford International Airport, Victoria International Airport, Kelowna International Airport are also served by a few international airlines. There are dozens of smaller airports throughout the province, and the flight paths are stunning to say the least. Seaplane and helicopter service is available along the coast, and seaplanes fly to many remote lakes. By road, because our British Columbia has a well-maintained network of highways and roads with good signage, making road trips an ideal way to see the province. Car rental companies are conveniently located at or near most airports and in larger communities. RV travel is also popular here, and many campgrounds offer RV-specific accommodation with hookups and other amenities. Most RVs do not require a special license to drive or tow. Tap the icon on the right to open a driving distance chart for British Columbia. Again, if you want to do that, if you click over here, that will give you the opportunity to go into another field, and it'll provide additional information for you for your files, okay? All right, how about by bus? Ryder Express connects communities between Vancouver and Calgary. eBus travels between Vancouver and Okanagan. Adventure Charters operates between Prince George and Surrey, and between Williams Lake and Kamloops. And because British Columbia Bus North covers communities in northern British Columbia. Sorry, I always put BC as because. Rail. Okay, rail travel is common in the province. Via Rail Canada allows travelers to hop on a passenger train that operates two routes, from Vancouver to Jasper in the Rocky Mountains year-round, and northern seasonal route from coastal Prince Rupert to Jasper. Rocky Mountaineer Rail Company offers memorable moments, world-class service, majestic views aboard its signature luxury train with 3 different routes in British Columbia. All right, there we are, RVing. All right. How about by ferry? British Columbia Ferry is one of the largest ferry operators in the world and the main service provider in the province. It connects communities with almost 50 different ports along the coast of British Columbia, with so many islands off the coast of the provincial mainland. Ferry travel is not only an essential way to get around, but also a spectacular way to see stunning scenery and wildlife. City Transit in Vancouver. The city offers travel on SkyTrain, SeaBus, the West Coast commuter line. British Columbia Transit is another option that offers affordable, convenient travel across and through 130 different communities across British Columbia. Time check. Most of British Columbia is on Pacific Standard Time. That's nice to know, with some eastern areas along the Alberta border observing Mountain Standard Time. All right, first question. Largest tract of unspoiled temperate rainforest on Earth sits on the northeast coast of British Columbia. What is that called? Yeah, I don't know. Great Bear Columbia Rainforest? Great Bear Rainforest? Caribou?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna try Great. It's not that one. Columbia. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Great Bear. It's the
The
Great
Great
Bear.
Bear.
Fourth
That's
time's
what
a
I love about,
charm. You're
yes.
doing these. Oh my gosh. At least it gives you the option to keep choosing.
Where's
All right.
Earl? Where's Earl when we need him?
Exactly. He's always right there with those answers.
Or Mimi, come on.
All right, so lay of the land. British Columbia is divided into 6 tourism regions, each sharing their unique stories through stunning landscapes, history, and culture. Vancouver Island, an ocean-carved land of extremes, is found on Vancouver Island, the most southwestern region of province. Wilderness parks, beautiful beaches, charming small towns, snug harbors, and cosmopolitan city centers are standard fare on this coastal isle. Vancouver coast and mountains. Pacific coastlines merge with crystal rivers and towering mountains, all within close proximity to Vancouver. In an ocean and rainforest playground as renowned for fine dining, art galleries, and spas as it is for the rugged outdoors. Located in the southwest corner of the province on the main land directly east of Vancouver Island, the region includes all of the Metro, Vancouver, Whistler, Richmond, and Sunshine Coast, the sea to sky corridor, Fraser Valley, and the Fraser Canyon. All right. Whale watching, love to see that. Home to the highest peak, Thompson Onkonagon, in the Canadian Rockies. Canada's only desert and sprawling lakes. The natural wonders found in Thompson Onkonagon are only matched by its active spirit and world-class wine region. Located just east of Vancouver, coast and mountain regions, Thompson Onkonagon includes North Thompson, South Thompson, Gold Country, Shuswap, Onkonagon Valley, Similkameen Valley, and major cities like Kelowna and Kamloops. All right, Kootenay Rockies. The region in the southeast corner of British Columbia is home to 4 national parks: Glacier, Kootenay, Mount Revelstoke, and Yoho. The Powder Highway, and countless outdoor activities and experiences that reflect the lifestyle and culture, the culture and the community of Canada's West. Caribou Chilcotin Coast, landscape of forest, fjords, peaks, lakes, and plains span across British Columbia from the Pacific coast to the Caribou Mountains. In the Caribou Chilcotin Coast region, located just north of Vancouver coast, is the heart of the Great Bear Rainforest. Okay, there it is, Great Bear Rainforest. Larger than California, northern British Columbia extends up to the Yukon-Alaska border with sweeping glaciated valleys, volcanic rock formations, towering mountain ranges, and mist-shrouded coast. Northern British Columbia is also home to the ancient Great Bear Rainforest and the Haida Gwaii Archipelago. All right, tap the icon on the right to open the road map of British Columbia. Okay, so again, here it'll open up for you to save to your files, etc. Okay, all right, so let's go back. And where are we? Hold on, let me go back. Let me click out of here. All right, next. All right, how about vibrant cities? From cosmopolitan Vancouver to the quaint capital of Victoria, the outdoor oasis of Whistler, and other urban spots in between, the cities of British Columbia offers a rich variety of things to do and see, always within close reach of nature. You have Vancouver, British Columbia's biggest city, renowned for its natural beauty and diversity, filled with culture, delicious restaurants, vibrant neighborhoods, hidden gems that are easily explored on foot or bike. For thousands of years, the coast Salish people have called the area now known as Vancouver home, and their history and cultural traditions. Deep respect for nature and spirituality are all tightly woven into the city's fabric. Highlights: Stanley Park, a must visit in Vancouver, is one of the largest urban parks in North America, with old growth cedar forests surrounded by gorgeous water views and sandy beaches. Gastown, a natural historic site of Canada, is the city's oldest neighborhood. Welcomes visitors and polished cobblestone. Excuse me. Steps, antique gas lamp style street lights. I love those. And its famous steam clock. Granville Island, located south of the downtown peninsula, right under Granville Bridge, an area thriving with eclectic arts, culture, and food. Did you know Vancouver is home to the largest historic Chinatown in Canada? In fact, one of the largest in North America, and it's recognized as a National Historic Site. Okay, hold on. There you go. Okay, Victoria, the city, the capital of British Columbia, is situated on the southern tip of Vancouver Island. Brimming with West Coast history and culture, the city has a grand yet intimate feel and is an ideal place to learn about Indigenous traditions that live on today. With a charming coastal vibe and distinctly British flair, the city is filled with gardens and seafront parks, stately hotels, museums, farm-to-table eateries, craft breweries, wineries, and distilleries. It is also the gateway to southern Vancouver Island, a destination for food and wine touring, whale watching, and ocean adventures of all kinds. The highlights: in downtown Victoria lies the famed Inner Harbor, as well as the Central Business District. Here, British and Asian traditions have come together to create a unique blend of delicious restaurants, fun bars, and beautiful architecture. James Bay is a colorful waterfront community with charming Victorian homes that feature must-see city sites such as Royal BC Museum, Parliament Building, Beacon Hill Park. Fisherman's Wharf in James Bay is a place to go for friendly local establishments and a great bite to eat. All right. The charming historic city located on the southern tip of Vancouver Island is the capital of British Columbia. It's called?
It's Victoria.
Victoria. Thank you very much. Very good. All right. How about outdoor adventures? So from hiking national parks to world-class skiing and snowboarding to casting for salmon or seeking a putt, visitors have an unparalleled variety of things to do in the third largest province of Canada. Winter sports. Winter is king in British Columbia. While there are many great activities to do year-round, mountain sports, snow sports consistently attract the most visitors from around the globe. The province is home to 13 different ski resorts, with Whistler Blackcomb is ranked as one of the best in the world, and 50 Nordic ski areas. Both cat skiing and heli skiing were pioneered here. Aside from skiing, there are so many ways to enjoy the snow, from snowmobiling to snowshoeing to ice climbing. Wildlife watching, amazing opportunities to see fascinating creatures in this natural habitats can be found throughout British Columbia's mountains, forests, parks, and ocean waters. Visitors can vie for a chance to see bears like the white-coated spirit bear, as well as grizzly and black bears, killer and humpback whales, bald eagles, sea lions, seals, dolphins, and so much more. Staying at a wilderness lodge nearby makes the experience a complete back-to-nature getaway. Hiking. The 4 national parks found in southeast British Columbia boast some pretty fantastic hiking options. Glacier National Park entices hikers of all ages from the beauty of the trails, changing from the seasons and the prehistoric feel brought on by the glaciers. Kootenay National Park, a hiker's dream with challenging terrain, some unbelievable beautiful hikes, while Mr. Revelstoke National Park and Yoho National Park are surrounded with pristine landscapes, offer a wide range of recreational activities. Look at the beautiful sea lions, how cute. All right, you have fishing. Fishing in British Columbia is some of the best in the world, and avid anglers come from far and wide to try their hand at fishing the rivers, lakes, and Pacific Ocean waters. British Columbia is particularly known for its salmon, so visitors can cast for that catch of the day, perhaps taking a cue or two from the bears. Guided excursions, boat tours, and fishing lodges are readily available throughout the province. You have golf, another terrific way for visitors to get outside in British Columbia. The golf courses here are surrounded by beautiful landscapes. Imagine going for the green against the backdrop of towering mountain peaks or crashing ocean waves. There are over 300 golf courses in British Columbia. Many in the southwest of the province are open year-round. All right, nature retreats. Many outdoor lovers want to immerse themselves in fully in their surroundings day and night. An amazing variety of accommodations in British Columbia make those dreams a reality. Here are some of our favorite accommodations for back to the nature stay. So you have glamping. Of course, that's the elevated experience, combines the best of the indoors and outdoors and appeals to travelers with discerning taste. There are so many glamping resorts in British Columbia. For example, nestled above Okanagan Park, Chute Lake Lodge. Great for active hike types with so many things to do, from cycling to canoeing. Visitors can forging their own path, can find campgrounds and RV parks here. Eco resorts, and for environmental conscious clients, a stay at mindful accommodations such as Nemo Bay Resort may be in order. Along with waterfront cabins, guests can enjoy dining on foraged ingredients, exhilarating outdoor rain showers, among other amenities. Napika Mountain Resort, nestled near Kootenay National Park, takes visitors completely off the grid and energy sourced from the sun and forest and bountiful pure nature to revel in, whether hiking, trail running, or mountain biking. Others to check out are Bear Claw Lodge at Kispioks and Strathcona Park Lodge on Vancouver Island. Wilderness Lodge. These wilderness-based accommodations appeal to visitors who want to unwind in a natural setting and enjoy the experiences of a lifetime. At Farewell Harbor Lodge in Broughton Marine Park, guests get to enjoy spotting bears, orcas, and other wildlife. Guests can also search for the rare Kermode bear while staying there at Spirit Bear Lodge in the heart of the Great Bear Rainforest. VIP clients will love Vancouver Island's celebrated Clayoquot Wilderness Lodge, which offers off-the-grid luxury on the tranquil and remote Clayoquot Sound. Others to check out: Night Inlet Lodge, Clahous Wilderness Lodge, and many more. You have the Lakeside Retreats, Okanagan Valley, because British Columbia's largest wine region, home to historical Naramata Heritage Inn and Spa, which boasts 12 finely appointed rooms, restaurant, and spa, all within each of the stellar wineries and cycling along the historic Kettle Valley Rail Trail. Welcome, Mercedes. All right, this retreat is ideal for outdoorsy types. Let me see if I can put this in here. There you go. There's our program we're in right now, Mercedes, if you'd like to join us. Then there's the incomparable Emerald Lake Lodge on Emerald Lake, with which, true to its name, shimmers like a deep green gem. This retreat is ideal for outdoorsy types thanks to hand-hewn timber cabins surrounded by soaring Rocky Mountain peaks. Send clients towards the star-filled skies of northern British Columbia for a unique retreat at Northern Rockies Lodge. Located on the stunning Muncho Lake, The truly wild resort features wildlife watching, sights, flight seeing, hiking, paddling, and fishing, plus the chance to see the incredible northern lights in season. Okay. All right, next, select the lodges below where you could send your clients for wilderness vacation, amazing wildlife watching experiences. All right, we know that one, probably all the above, right?
It's all the above.
Yeah, perfect. All the above, guys. All right, so all the above here. Next, what was the first answer for Mercedes? The one we got wrong, fourth time's a charm. Do you remember that one?
It was the bear something, I think.
Okay, perfect. So
Yeah.
there you go, Mercedes. We've only done 2 questions so far. All right.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you, Lee.
All right. Yeah, great bear. Thank you. All right. So 6 essential experiences. All right, so these are kind of cool again to save, for your when you post your certificates. You have the Talking Tree Tour, perfect introduction to British Columbia's living Indigenous culture is found in Vancouver on the Talking Tree Tours at Stanley Park. Visitors will explore beautiful locations in and near the city with the local First Nations guide and cultural ambassador. Spotting the spirit bear. Love to see that. Wilderness and wildlife abound at the Great Bear Rainforest. 250-mile park set on the central northern coast from Knight Inlet to the Alaska Panhandle. Lush green surroundings provide a tranquil setting for spotting the elusive white commode bear, known as the spirit bear, which is quite a rare sight as there are fewer than 500 living here. Their sole natural habitat, wildlife lovers should also be on the lookout for grizzly bears, black bears, sea otters, and other incredible creatures. Then you have the world-renowned wine trails. All right, let's go have some vino. British Columbia is the second largest wine producing province in Canada, and the Okanagan Valley is the province's premier spot to sip. It's the very first one in the 3rd module. We are on, I don't know if somebody can grab it. Which one are we on? I think it says up there. I think if you click on this, the login, we finished the silver and the bronze, or we're on the silver. So we have those programs in the 3rd module down.
It's
Okay.
British, I think.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So you have boasting 86% of the British Columbia's vineyard acreage. The valley's 186 wineries range from quiet family-run boutique vineyards to world-class operations, producing an array of sun-ripened reds and crisp whites, which consistently rank among the world's best at international competitions. Then you have the following sea to sky. Highway follows a winding 136-mile route from Vancouver to Pemberton, just north of Whistler. Bless you. Along the way, spectacular views of the water and mountains beckon, as do essential stops, such as Ferry Creek Golf Course, Britannia Beach, and Britannia Mine Museum, and the awe-inspiring Sea to Sky gondola, featuring sweeping views of Howe Sound, glacier capped peaks, and lush green valleys. The route is also home to Squamish, the outdoor recreational capital of Canada, with 600 mountain bike trails, as well as diverse restaurants and art galleries. You have the British Columbia Ferry route, provides passenger and a vehicle ferry services to almost 50 ports to call across coastal British Columbia. And their tour operator, Offshoot, British Columbia Ferries Vacations offers many popular vacation packages full of dining, shopping, sightseeing, and wildlife watching opportunities, like 3 to 7 day packages traveling from Vancouver to Port Hardy by car and ferry, visiting seaside communities like Sydney and Victoria, as well as the Cowichan Valley, which is populated with wineries, farms, and artisan markets. British Columbia Ferries Vacations also provide packages to explore the Great Bear Forest on land and by sea. And then horsepacking and ranching. The interior Caribou Chilcotin coast region, perfect place to plan a guest ranch vacation. With its wide open spaces, wide range of ranches, not to mention that welcoming Western vibe that draws visitors of all ages. Guests can opt to rough it on a working ranch or opt for a luxury getaway and gourmet meals and spa treatments to soothe the day's efforts. Some ranches cater to children and youth for a family riding vacation. You can also book guided horsepacking rides to let your clients explore the British Columbia wilderness on a multi-day trip. All right. Hey, British Columbia is the second largest wine producing province in Canada. What area produces more than 85% of British Columbia's vineyard acreage, making it an essential stop on any wine lover's itinerary?
That was the Okanagan.
Okanagan Valley. Very
Yeah.
good. Good job. All right.
I'm looking ahead at the answers while you're reading, at the
Okay,
questions
cool.
while you're reading.
Thank you. All right. All right. So working with us. Okay. So when it comes to travel, trade, British Columbia and its partner organizations offer a wealth of resources and sales support throughout the province. Whether your clients want to explore the major cities or go on the backwoods adventure, we offer a trove of information, marketing materials, events, learning opportunities to help travel professionals gain a better understanding of the destination. Following are helpful resources to tap into when planning travel experiences for clients. So again, this is a great resource for you guys to put in your binders, etc. Destination British Columbia trade website. Through a combination of global marketing, destination development, industry learning, cooperative community-based programs, and visitor servicing. Destination British Columbia helps improve the visitor experience, supports businesses and communities across the province, and strengthens British Columbia's worldwide reputation as a destination of choice. All right. And then tap the icon on the right to open a sales team contracts for each of the 6 tourism regions. Okay, so again, that's a resource for you. You have consumer websites, hellobc.com. Consumer website highlights tourism routes, each with their own attractions. Indigenous Tourism BC offers downloadable trip planner app featuring details on businesses, hotels, activity providers, more specializing in authentic Indigenous experiences. And then you have the following consumer website links for 6 tourism regions, okay? So again, Vancouver Coast, Caribou, Chickalan, Kootenay, Northern BC, and then connect with us, of course, on social media. All right. Congratulations, you've completed the mini training on British Columbia. You've earned another badge. This is great contact that will be unlocked. You can view this at any time. To achieve your gold status, we must complete 8 of these modules, okay? So we just did 1. Let's look and see. Anybody look through and see any of the other shorter ones we can do? Ontario, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, any of these that you want to do? How about travel, Alberta? We'll see this.
Most of them I'll start with a video.
All right. Yeah, and look up here. They all show 14. So if you see any that are less than 14, let me know.
Okay.
All right, let's watch this video. That. All right. Next. All right, so welcome, Alberta. Beautiful, look at that. Is a study of geographical contrast with towering mountains in the west, giving way to rolling plains and rocky canyons in the east. The dazzling peaks, turquoise lakes, glacier terrain of the Rocky Mountains meet stunning counterparts in this province. In vast prairies scattered with working ranches, fertile farmland, and in multicolored canyons, rock chimneys dotting the fossil-rich Badlands. Add on the warm and welcoming cities of Calgary and Edmonton, and you find a tableau of landscapes and experiences that invite visitors of all interests and styles. Culture and history. The First Nations, Métis and Inuit, are the indigenous peoples of Alberta. And any trip to the province should include a visit to cultural sites like Blackfoot Crossing Historical Park, Métis Crossing, Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump, and Riding on Stone, Asanapeev. Hope that's right. Both of which are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Okay, got that? That may be a test question. To learn the history and traditions from millennia ago, which live on today. Pioneer Parkland. Alberta is the proud home of Canada's first national park, Banff. Founded in 1880s, from Banff, 3 more national parks stretch across the Rockies: Jasper, Kootenay, and Yoho, together with Mount Robson, Mount Assiniboine, and Hamber Provincial Parks. This group of Canadian Rocky Mountain parks have been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's no surprise why the region is studded with awe-inspiring mountain peaks, glaciers, lakes, waterfalls, canyons, and limestone caves. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. Overall, Alberta encompasses more than 10,600 square miles of protected land in over 500 sites, including Waterton Glacier International Peace Park and the Wood Buffalo National Park, which protects millions of years of history, rare wildlife, jaw-dropping forms of nature. There are 75 provincial parks like Dinosaur Provincial Park, which along with Waterton and Wood Buffalo have also been designated UNESCO World Heritage Sites. That makes 6 total for the province. Did you know the stunning landscape and outdoor attractions are especially easy to enjoy under glowing rays of sunshine? And Alberta makes that possible with more sunny days per year than any other province or territory in Canada. Now let's begin our journey into this amazing wonders of Alberta. Alberta. All right. So getting around here, in and around Alberta, whether international or domestic origins, is easy and efficient. By air, Alberta has 3 international airports, which make travel to the province from more than 100 cities around the world easy to schedule. The three are Calgary, located in Alberta's largest city, Edmonton, located in the province's capital, and Fort Murray, located farther north than the other two. By road, if visitors fly into the province but would like access to a car when they arrive, plenty of car rental options at each of the major airports and cities. Given the stunning outdoor scenery of Alberta, adventurers may want to rent a camper or an RV for the ultimate wilderness experience. Alberta is easily accessible from the east and west by two officially designated Trans-Canada routes. Highway 1 crosses Alberta in the south, and Trans-Canada Yellowhead Highway 16 crosses central Alberta using the Queen Elizabeth II highway for travel between northern and southern Alberta. Tap the icon on the right to open driving distance maps. Okay, so if you want to see the maps on how long it takes to get places. By bus, Red Arrow has a network of routes across Canada. Bus travel to and within the national parks is available with Roam Bus in Banff, which connects Canmore and Banff. Parks Canada Buses, which operates in the summer season. In addition, there are numerous transfer shuttles to Jasper or Banff from the two main airports. Every city has easily accessible public transportation. Then you have by rail, via rail train services stop in Edmonton and Jasper, while Rocky Mountaineer offers scenic itineraries between Vancouver and Jasper, as well as Banff, Lake Louise, and Calgary. Time check, Alberta is in the Mountain Time Zone. All right, training tip. We've carefully curated the videos and maps and information in this module to help you become more, so be sure to chop them. Okay, so we got to click on this to see the time zones. Do you guys remember this? Okay. All right, so it's available to you. All right, so make sure you click on those. All right, what park was Canada's first national park founded in 1880s? Is it the Banff?
Yeah.
That's it. Yep. Okay. Banff. Yay. All right. Lay of the land. Located in Western Canada, the province of Alberta is bordered by the Canadian Rocky Mountains and British Columbia to the west, and the prairies of Saskatchewan to the east. To the north lie the Northwest Territories, and American state of Montana is our nearest southern neighbor. Alberta comprises 5 distinct regions, offering a wide diversity of landscapes and experiences spanning the province. You have the Canadian Rockies, quintessential mountain range of North America, does not disappoint as it stretches upward along the western border of Alberta. Towering peaks, alpine meadows, glistening turquoise lakes, waterfalls, and wildlife. You'll find it all here. Picturesque mountain towns like Canmore, Banff, Lake Louise, and Jasper provide the perfect home base for exploration. Southern Alberta, Calgary sits on the northwestern border of southern Alberta, overseeing a landscape of beautiful mountains, forests, prairies, canyons, Canadian badlands, and foothills. Yes, that's all in one region. 4 of Alberta's 6 UNESCO World Heritage Sites are in southern Alberta. Dinosaur Provincial Park, head smashed in, that's kind of a crazy place. Head smashed in Buffalo Jump, Riding on Stone Provincial Park, and Waterton Glacier International Peace Park. You have the Canadian Badlands. Stretching along Calgary and the border of southern Alberta is the home where the dinosaurs roam. This historic area is not only full of remarkable rock formations, fascinating fossils, but it's a great place to hike ancient glacial valleys and canyons. Central Alberta. Alberta's heartland spans from the foothills of the Canadian Rockies eastward through an endless expanse of golden plains and aspen parkland. Central Alberta was once entirely covered by enormous glaciers, which today have given way to immensely fertile farmland. farms and ranches are in abundance in this productive region. Northern Alberta, Edmonton, the provincial capital, sits on the south central edge of the northern Alberta, the gateway to the wild and wonderful northern region. Massive mountain ranges. How many UNESCO? There's 2. All right, perfect. Thank you. Massive mountain ranges, boreal forests, sweeping grasslands, sand dunes, and far-reaching waterways cover the earth here. This region is home to Wood Buffalo National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Northern Lights, and summer days of rain. Oh, 4 of Alberta's 6. There's 6. All right, there's 6 of them. All right. Alberta's cities are vibrant and there we go. Are vibrant and exciting, filled with beautiful architecture, important historic monuments, other must-see attractions. Here are some notable. Calgary is Alberta's biggest city with a population of almost 1.4 million people, but it has distinctly small town heart. Visitors and residents can enjoy historic neighborhoods, lively music districts blended with contemporary art centers and avant-garde architecture. Calgary hosts some exciting and fun events like the annual Calgary Stampede, held every year, every July, where the city celebrates its traditional Western heritage. Downtown activity is centered on Stephen Avenue, a pedestrian mall buzzing with buskers, street performers, entertainment, art, and culture. A Calgary icon. Close by, the Calgary Tower reigns supreme and 360 panoramic views from the top. A thriving culinary scene keeps mouths watering with everything from food trucks to fine dining, craft breweries to distilleries, farm-to-table restaurants to fresh farmers markets. Edmonton, capital of Alberta, known far and wide as the Festival City. It's home to North America's oldest and largest fringe festival. Every summer at the Edmonton Folk Music Festival is recognized as one of the best in the world. The lively downtown Ice District is a hotspot for dining and nightlife, with local breweries being a popular hangout. The old Strathcona neighborhood is a trendy enclave for food, breweries, arts, and entertainment housed in beautiful historic buildings. The Art District is home to the Royal Alberta Museum, the largest museum in Western Canada, one of the top museums in the country. Indoor wave pool, mouthwatering cocktails. The city also embodies a fanatical sports atmosphere, especially when it comes to hockey. Visitors should try to catch the Oilers NHL team in action. Shoppers will seek out the massive West Edmonton Mall, the largest in North America, with over 800 stores, 100 dining venues, a massive indoor wave pool with 17 water slides and a lake, plus amusement park, ice skating rink, and 2 hotels. Wow. Did you know Alberta has no provincial sales tax? So it's a shopper's paradise from the incredible West Edmonton Mall to every independent shop and boutique. All right, how many UNESCO heritage sites does Alberta have? We said 6, right?
Yep.
Oops. Okay, submit. Great job. All right. All right, outdoor adventures. So you have from hiking to horseback riding, spectacular skiing to sky gazing. Your clients will find amazing outdoor adventures in Alberta every time of the year. Hiking and biking. Alberta's incredible diversity of landscape will satisfy any hiker or cycler's wanderlust. Thousands of miles of trails suit adventurous of all abilities and epic scenery awaits in our protected parks and wildlands. Trails to try. Hell hike to the Canadian Rockies backcountry to explore secluded alpine lakes and mountain meadows where wildflowers and wildlife abound. Trek or bike the mysterious Canadian Badlands to witness the work of eons of erosion that sculpted this strangely compelling terrain. Fat bike mountain bikes with ultra wide balloon-like tires to cycle over snow. At Canmore Nordic Center Provincial Park with over 18 miles of fat bike trails. How about on the water? Canoeing, kayaking, stand-up paddling, scenic boat rides, whitewater rafting, fishing. The sky's the limit when it comes to fun on Alberta's waterways. And no matter how they are navigated, the unspoiled natural settings and wildlife in and around the lakes and rivers make a picture-perfect journey. Heritage experience. Visitors should try canoeing on Alberta's many lakes, rivers, and streams to learn a traditional mode of transportation essential to Indigenous groups, early explorers, and fur traders. Then you have golf. The Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge Golf Course is continually ranked one of the best in the world. And it's just one of the many amazing choices as Alberta is home to more than 250 golf courses. You have snow sports. 4 major ski slopes in the Canadian Rockies have the legendary Airy Powder revered by skiers and boarders worldwide. Adventurous can go by snowcat or helicopter to the backcountry and snowshoe where few have gone before. There's also every other way to have fun in the snow in Alberta: cross-country skiing, dog sledding, sleigh rides, ice skating, or glacier lakes, ice walks, and ice climbing, even up frozen waterfalls. Northern Adventures. Wood Buffalo National Park in northern Alberta is a remote paradise for outdoor adventures and wildlife watchers. It also happens to be the world's largest dark sky preserve, with unrivaled opportunities to view the awe-striking aurora borealis or northern lights. All right. Unique stays. All right, so just as the enchanting landscapes vary from mountain to plain, so does the variety of accommodations in Alberta. Camping is a quintessential Canadian tradition. Clients can camp almost anywhere in Alberta, from tenting in the backcountry to full-service campsites. They can stay in a teepee or trapper's tent or try glamping, where every comfort and convenience is taken care of so guests can enjoy and relax nature's beauty. Check out Mount Engadin Lodge for glamping tents and yurts, in addition to traditional cabins and lodge rooms. Ranch getaways. Guest ranches offer a true, authentic way to experience Alberta's diverse landscapes. Accommodations range from rustic to luxury, but the genuine hospitality and community atmosphere remain constant. Guests can explore the land on horseback, mountain, or fat bike, by foot, or by snowshoe. Whichever mode they choose, a hearty, locally sourced dinner menu will satisfy hungry ranchers at the end of the day. Check out Thanksgiving Ranch at the foot of the Rocky Mountains in southern Alberta. Heritage stays. Métis Crossing is Alberta's first major Métis cultural interpretive destination. Created to share Métis stories, encourage learning, staying overnight at the Lodge of Métis Crossing offers a wonderful way to connect with history. The 40-room boutique luxury lodge overlooks the North Saskatchewan River and will soon be joined by exciting new geodome accommodations. Mountains Majestic. Historic hospitality. The majestic mountains of Alberta are home to many iconic accommodations spawning from the golden age of rail travel in the early 20th century. The Grand Mountain Resorts, created then, still reign supreme for providing a luxury hospitality experience with every conceivable modern amenity. Did we mention the spectacular views? Check out Fairmont Banff Springs, Fairmont Chateau Lake Louise, and Prince of Wales Hotel. Wilderness lodges. You'll read more about Banff and Jasper in other chapters, but the mountain lodges found within these two impressive national parks deserve a mention here for their ability to put guests at the heart of the wilderness adventure. In Banff and Lake Louise, check out Sunshine Mountain Lodge, Deer Lodge, Baker Creek, and Storm Mountain Lodge. In Jasper, check out Pyramid Lake Resort or Bear Hill Lodge. All right, lots of choices, right? Where would you send your clients stay if they were interested in an authentic indigenous experience? I would say this one, Matisse. Yep, Matisse. Okay. All right. Authentic Alberta experiences. To give your clients a true taste of Alberta and memories for a lifetime, put these must-sees on your itinerary. So premier national parks, 5. Yes, there are 5 national parks make Alberta natural and wildly exciting paradise. You have Banff National Park, pioneer of them all, Canada's first national park. Jasper National Park, largest Rocky Mountain park, home of the famed Glacier Sky Park. You have Waterton Lakes National Park, an international dark sky park sharing land and distinction with the U.S. Glacier National Park. Elk Island National Park, home to the most hooved wildlife, primary buffalo and bison in Canada. And then the Buffalo National Park, world's largest sky preserve and Canada's largest national park. Okay, so the Buffalo have the largest sky park or largest national park and the world's largest dark sky, and then Waterton has the international dark sky. Glorious glaciers. Famed Iceland's Parkway from Lake Louise to Jasper is known as one of the top 3 most scenic drives in the world. Follow it to the Columbia Ice Field, the largest remaining ice field in the Rockies, for an up-close tour of a glacier that's more than 10,000 years old. An oversized all-terrain vehicle drives guests right up onto the Athabasca Glacier, where they can walk onto ice up to 1,200 feet thick and drink fresh glacial water. The greatest outdoor show on earth, authentic Western style, is alive and well at the annual 10-day Calgary Stampede. Every July, professionals come from around the world to compete on the rodeo, testing their skills in roping, riding, and barrel racing to win the world's richest prize purses. Head smashed in buffalo jump. Again, that's a crazy word, right? Interpretive Center, a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site on lands inhabited by Indigenous people of the North American plains. It is the best preserved example of their communal hunting techniques and a way of life based on the vast herds of bison that roamed here for more than 5 millennia. And then Fossil Folly. Alberta is home to the richest source of dinosaur fossils in the world. Dinosaur Provincial Park, a World Heritage Site, southern Alberta. Many of the planet's most important discoveries have been made here and continue to be unearthed. Visitors can also follow the fossil trail and explore the Pipestone Creek, bone beds, and the Philip J. Curie Dinosaur Museum. Finally, don't forget to stop at the Royal Tyrrell Museum of Paleontology near Drumheller, which boasts one of the world's largest displays of full dinosaur skeletons. Alberta is home of the richest source of what in the world? Dinosaur fossils?
Dinosaur fossils.
Correct. All right, working with us when it comes to the travel trade, Alberta's partner organization offers wealth of resources, sales support throughout the province. Whether your clients want to explore national parks, go on a cattle drive, attend a city festival, or offer a trove of information. Marketing materials, events, learning opportunities help travel professionals gain a better understanding of the destination. Following are helpful resources to tap into planning travel experiences for your clients. Our travel website, of course, is travelalberta.com, place to go for travel updates, detailed itineraries, tour operator directories, great travel offers, and more. Helpful other sites, you have the Rockies here, Southern Alberta, Central. Looking for great Alberta images to help your destination promotions. Again, pull that up, get some great pictures to post with your certificate. Connect with us on social media. All right, congratulations. You've now earned your new badge. Okay, view your badge. Yes, there you go. Congratulations. You've now completed another specialist program. Now we're going to go. So we only have, what, 6 more? All right, let's look and see how many more. Let's see. Look at the Yukon. How many is that? That's 14 also. All right, let's try it. We're doing the Yukon. Come on. Does your guys keep going?
Mine is.
Okay. I just wish I could just travel all over the world.
You got the RV.
Yeah, that's falling apart.
Oh.
Water's leaking all over, so we have to use a bucket to like flush the toilet, do the laundry or dishes. That's what I want, the northern lights. All right. So this is a Yukon. So the Yukon is a territory filled with legends, history, wild open spaces enhanced by natural beauty from its landscapes with roaming wildlife, raging waters up to the spectacular skies. Travelers will find the Yukon larger than life, no matter where they explore. You have nature and space. 80% of the territory is open wilderness, making it ideal for those craving elbow room. Visitors will be inspired to drive its scenic roads, hike mountains, canoe in rivers, see glaciers and wildlife, as well as visit historic sites. Situated at an optimal latitude and longitude from the Earth's magnetic poles, the skies over the Yukon are brilliantly suited for viewing the elusive aurora borealis. Except for 3 months, between May and early August, where the midnight sun means endless days filled with even more adventure. The Yukon weather can be unpredictable with the overlap of Pacific and Arctic air, but this atmospheric mix has resulted in some of the greatest diversity of plants and wildlife in northern Canada. It is estimated the Yukon is inhabited by 70,000 moose, 7,000 grizzly bears, 10,000 black bears, 250 species of birds, and some 200,000 caribou, which account for the world's largest land mammal immigration each year. History: before the last ice age, the climate of the Yukon was very different and attracted the first people here with its abundant plants and animal life. This was the earliest human presence found in North America. In the 1830s, Hudson Bay Company launched the first official expedition into the Yukon to promote the fur trade. But by the 1890s, the population exploded with the discovery of gold in Bonanza Creek near Dawson City. Expansion was short-lived. The gold rush was effectively over within 3 years, and the population of the territory declined from roughly 40,000 at the height of the rush in late 1898 to a little over 4,000 in 1921. The culture: visitors should realize that the land on which they travel has been seen vibrant indigenous cultures thrive for millennia. There are 8 native root languages alone spoken here, and if they listen to conversations as well as songs and drumming, it's easy to be transported to another time and place. The experience fills visitors with a profound cultural awareness that's not soon forgotten. The territory is not for the faint of heart. Even some maintained roads are rugged and access can be limited, so often travelers need to call on their adventurous spirits. Here in the Yukon Territory, the first guide will always be nature. Let's start our adventure now. All right, open wilderness makes up what percentage of the Yukon Territory? I didn't get that. You guys got that?
No.
Let's go back and look, see what it says. Part of the Yukon Territory. The population, roughly 40,000 height. What is the question?
How much wilderness?
Okay, here, wilderness. 80%. There it is, 80%. All right. There we go. 80%. Yay! I'm glad we paid
Yay, Marnie.
attention.
Yay, Marnie.
All right, so getting here and getting around. To experience a place this special takes a bit of planning, but it's easier to get here than what you might think. So by air, one primary international airport that services the territory, Eric Nielsen Whitehorse International Airport, located 1 mile from Whitehorse, Dawson City, also considered international, as it services flights to and from Fairbanks, Alaska, although there are chartered flights. Whitehorse is serviced through the year by Air North. From Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver, flight time for each is 2.5 hours. Air Canada from Vancouver. There is additional summer season service by Air North, Ottawa, and Toronto. Condor, which is Frankfurt. Alaska Seaplanes, Juneau, and WestJet, Calgary. There are some smaller municipal airports for domestic travel, such as Watson Lake, YKH. All right, so you have car. Passengers will find budget rental car at YXY, along with the Western Canadian brand Driving Force for car, truck, or SUV rentals. Whitehorse is the only city in which rental cars are available, so remember that. Getting to and around the territory is easiest by car and RV. 3 main highways connect from Alaska, the iconic Alaska or Alcon Highway, the South Klondike Highway, and the Top of the World Highway. Number 9, a gravel road. Once here, there are 3,107 miles of well-maintained roads that unfold for exploration, including one of Yukon's major byways, Dempster Highway, a gravel road that runs from the just outside Dawson City across to Inuvik in the Northwest Territories up to Tutuyaktuk next to the Arctic Ocean. By water, although primary landlocked, driving here from the U.S. or the provinces may require ferry crossings. The only ferry in the Yukon runs seasonal between Dawson City and West Dawson. In winter, the river becomes an ice bridge that can cross by cars and even big trucks. But the border on the Top of the World Highway is closed in winter. During spring and autumn, there are many cruise lines touring the Inside Passage along the British Columbia and Alaskan coast during summer and early fall. These often feature a comprehensive motor coach tour discovery of the Yukon. By rail, the scenic White Pass and Yukon Route Railroad runs between the port of Skagway, Alaska, and Carcross. This is a limited route with no connection to any other railway routes. By public transit, once here, Whitehorse Transit has daily bus service in and around the city. Limited weekend schedules with multiple routes, including to and from the airport. It uses a convenient token transit app. Also accepts cash payments. The province has its own time zone, Yukon Standard Time Zone, permanently UTC. All right, lay of the land. All right, so populated by just 43,000 residents, Yukon is ideal for adventurers and low-key travelers who are energized by the great outdoors. So much diversity in a territory the size of California. Let's explore the treasures of each region. Kluon in the southwest is a land of extremes formed by glaciers. It features pristine lakes, rivers, as well as the largest non-polar ice field in the world. Here, visitors will find UNESCO World Heritage Site, Kluon National Park and Reserve, the world's largest protected wilderness featuring Mount Logan, Canada's highest peak at 19,551 feet, and the second highest peak in North America, as well as the Alsek River, which boasts calving glaciers. Haines Junction makes an excellent base for discovering the park. Northern and Arctic regions bordering Alaska to the west and the Arctic Ocean in the north are where adventurers can find the true north. Ideal for off-the-grid experiences within this area is Old Crow, the territory's only community above the Arctic Circle. It has no road access, so visitors must fly in. Within this vast region are the Ivavik National Parks, suited for more experienced hikers. Ivavik can be easily accessed only by the charter flights. All right, you have the Klondike region in the heart of the gold rush legends and history. Its center is Dawson City, a National Historic Site. Gold mining is still an industry here, and visitors can pan for gold. This region also contains part of Tombstone Territory Park and Moosehide. The Southern Lakes region borders British Columbia to the south and Whitehorse Metro and Campbell regions to the north. It is home to glacier-fed lakes and soaring mountains. Carcross is the biggest town here, boasting a thriving First Nations arts community. The Liard region is known of British Columbia and borders the Northwest Territories. Wide open spaces filled with lakes and opportunities for wildlife encounters make it ideal for fishing, hunting, and aurora viewing. Watson Lake is the main town with a regional airport. Northern Light Center here, which is open only during the summer, sheds more light on the natural phenomena than is best witnessed from late August to mid-April. Gold wasn't the only mineral on prospectors' minds, and the Silver Trail and Campbell regions bordering the Northwest Territories are testaments to that. In the past, both regions were centered of silver and lead mining. Today, they are largely underdeveloped, so adventurers will find more pristine wilderness to roam, with popular activities like mountain biking, hiking, angling, and photography. Population here is small. Most live in Keno City or in Faro, former mining towns. All right, a vibrant city. Whitehorse, the capital. Ooh, look how beautiful that is. All right, White House, the capital and main entry point, offers for visitors a full range of dining, entertainment, cultural experiences, plus ample supply and gear shopping, all in close proximity to the great outdoors. Situated on the traditional territory of the Kwanlin Dun First Nation and the Tan Kwachan Council, Whitehorse is also known today as the Wilderness City. Whitehorse gets its name from the Yukon River rapids flowing in Miles Canyon, which reminded the early settlers of the flowing manes of white horses. Very far from the great outdoors, the metro area has over 435 miles of marked trail, including 53 miles of groomed cross-country ski trails. It's an entrepreneurial city where modern and traditional cultures form an integral part of this community of over 33,000 residents. This city boasts thriving culinary and art scenes in addition to historical and outdoor attractions. Also makes a great base for touring the southern portions of Yukon. The highlights: Yukon Beringia interpretive center that illustrates the once treeless plains of the Ice Age Bering Straits land bridge. The region was formerly home to woolly mammoths, camels, scimitar cats, and the first people of North America. Miles Canyon is a must. The once treacherous stretch of river foiled the visions of many prospectors on their way to Dawson. Dawson City during the gold rush. Even today, it remains off limits by car in the winter season. Supplies and men were often lost here until the river was dammed and a wooden railway system was built to carry supplies. There is a suspension bridge here now to view the waters, which are tranquil and a beautiful shade of turquoise, making this the most photographed place in the Yukon. For a unique experience, take a soak. The Eclipse Nordic Hot Springs. Natural hot springs found 30 minutes north of Whitehorse. 95-degree mineral-rich waters do not have that sulfur odor so typical of other hot springs. Whitehorse gets its name from the Yukon River rapids that reminded early settlers of the flowing manes of white horses. Today it goes by the nickname Whitewater City?
No, Wilderness City.
Sorry, Wilderness City. Thank you. All right, Wilderness City, guys. All right. How about outdoor adventures? Okay, rafting. So the Yukon is a paradise for those that love the great outdoors, and there are countless activities for every season, all enhanced by unique features only found here. Whatever adrenaline pumping activity is on the client's minds, ensure they are properly geared. Performance wear for ice conditions can be rented from tour operators and outfitters. You have water sports. Boating is easily #1 of all activities to pursue here, even in Whitehorse, with the Yukon River flowing through it. Paddling or power boats are available for rent. There are tour operators offering single-day or multi-day excursions throughout the territory. Rafting is quite popular here too, exploring the Saskatchewan River or the Firth River are both epic journeys. Land activities, clients will want to hit the road in Yukon or have them hook up with a supplier. There are endless hiking and biking activities here, even geocaching, horseback riding carriers on that gold rush vibe, and there are many providers for all skill levels. Golf is popular as well, as all the courses are public. And during the summer, the midnight sun means extra fairway time. There's even more to do once winter arrives. You have skiing, tobogganing, dog sledding, snowmobile, snowshoeing are easy to find when the snow falls. Fishing and wildlife. Sorry, just double checking here. Okay. With almost every Yukon community near a body of water, fishing is also exceptionally popular. Have avid anglers go all out and take a float plane for the trip of a lifetime. This also includes winter ice fishing. Lake and rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, salmon are a few of the species here. Suppliers will arrange for the necessary permits in season. Those who wish to capture wildlife through a lens will be very happy in the territory. Finding over 100 species of birds that live or migrate here. In Marsh Lake, there's even a celebration of swans during the April-spring migration. In fact, every outside activity in the Yukon presents opportunities to view wildlife. Then you have the open skies. Remoteness of the region makes it prime for float and sky plane adventures, helicopter tours, as well as flight seeing. Consider multi-day fly-in trips filled with days in wild nature and nights of cozy lodge comfort. In the winter, the sky becomes visitors' hunting grounds for starry constellations and viewing the northern lights. Which activities attract outdoor lovers to the Yukon throughout the year?
It's all of them.
All of them.
I didn't think golf at first, considering the Yukon, but it's all of them.
Right. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. Next, countryside stays. Cool. Look at that. Isn't that neat? All right, so you have the diverse territory features an equally diverse but somewhat limited range of accommodations, making advanced bookings necessary, particularly during the high summer and winter seasons. You have hotels and resorts, although there will be a few branded hotels throughout the region. Most are locally family-owned and operated and feature a wide variety of styles and offerings. From refined rustic to modern luxury, cozy log chalets to geodesic domes and glass-fronted chalets, which are ideal for aurora viewing or taking in the colors of nature. Many will feature restaurants that specialize in lake-to-table or locally sourced cuisine. Some even offer spa services or hot tubs. I love a hot tub right now. All right, campgrounds and tents. Travelers who don't mind rustic will find plenty of backcountry, yet still road accessible government lands for RVs and trailers. This makes up the majority of accommodations within the Northern and Arctic Yukon region. Fort Selkirk in the Klondike is a historic site with campgrounds co-owned and operated by the government and Selkirk First Nation. The former trading post features restored buildings and interpreters are on site. A variety of well-regarded outfitters keep travelers happy in heated lakeside cabins and lodge accommodations once clients return from their full-day tour package. In addition to fishing, wildlife, hiking, canoeing, ATV riding packages, and even explorations of some gold rush locals. Rates will include comfortable rooms, guide services, transfers, and meals, and more. All right, must-sees. So make sure you note these guys. Of course, the lights there, yes. Yukon offers so much for visitors to enjoy. Here are 5 experiences that belong on every itinerary. The aurora borealis, hunting tops many bucket lists. The Yukon offers greater chances to view the northern lights than almost anywhere else. The season runs from late August to early April with slight variations depending on the location. Optimal viewing times 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Unlike aurora chasing, seeing the midnight sun is guaranteed, although that season is much shorter. Nights grow shorter, leading up to the summer solstice in June, and the sun will seem like it never sets during June and July. With 10 times more moose, bear, wolves, caribou, aka reindeer, goats, and sheep than people, the Yukon is heavy for animal lovers. Just 25 minutes from Whitehorse, the Yukon Wildlife Preserve allows visitors pressed for time to see many Yukon species in their natural habitat. Visitors can delight their inner prospector by visiting Dawson City, the original gold rush town. Now a National Historic Site, once the territory's first capital, Dawson was home to Canada's first bank and its first legal casino, Diamond Tooth Gertie's, which is still operating today with gaming and weekly can-can shows that run from late May to September. The rush may be over, but gold mining is still ongoing. Controlled by major corporations, visitors can see Dredge Number 4, a massive sluice that's operated until 1959, or they can try panning for gold themselves on Free Claim Number 6. For the most authentic experience of the Yukon, travelers should consider incorporating many of the territory's well-traveled roads, such as Dempster, Alaska, Klondike, Top of the World Highways, or Haines Road into their itinerary. These mirror the essential trails used for hunting, trading, and fishing. Local insider knowledge doesn't get more local or insider than this. 14 Indigenous communities call the Yukon their home, and adding or scheduling a trip around any of the many annual, biannual gatherings taking place in the territory, like the Attica festivals or Moosehide gathering, provides insight and culture. And then hike the tombstones called the Patagonia of the North. This often otherworldly, always beautiful region of diverse plant, wildlife, First Nations heritage is a bucket list trip even for Yukoners. Only 177 miles from the Arctic Circle, there are a variety of operators here to assist adventurers, the day trips or multi-day tours to suit a variety of activity levels. Consider helicopter drop-offs for a spectacular experience. All right, which of the following is not one of Yukon's well-traveled roads?
It's Bonanza.
Bonanza. Thank you. All right, very good, Linda. I'm glad you're paying attention. All right, so working with us, again, the Travel Yukon team stands ready to assist in engaging, enabling visitors to discover all the natural beauty of the history. Helpful resources are found here, as well as consumer websites, city websites here, territorial national parks, First Nations, culture and tourism, and then, of course, social media. And you have now completed another batch. Yay. All right. So view badge, go ahead and complete that. And let's look for the next one. Hold on one sec. I need to just answer this. Hi there. So Expedia tab, you have to sign up yourself. Go into the back office under suppliers. Then you're going to click how to register. And then you're going to click Expedia tap. And then there's an option there on how to register. Let me know if you need help. It's also on our New Agent Orientation 101 training. New Agent Orientation 101 1 training. 101. Sorry, guys. Multitasking. Okay. And back, same thing. You have to go suppliers, how to register. You go to backs, and backs, you have to fill out the supplier request form. Let me send you my training. I'm on a training right now. That's why I can't go over it with you. Sorry, guys. All right, which one do we want to do next? Ontario, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, Quebec.
What's over by the Niagara Falls?
Which
Is
one's
that
that one?
like, is that like Ontario? I'm trying to
Rick,
think what's
where's closest to Niagara Falls for Canada that we can do a training on right now? Toronto. Is Toronto on here? We got British Columbia, Alberta, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Quebec, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Prince Island, Prince Edward, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. No. Nova Scotia. We'll try that one. Yeah, I
okay.
want to
Or
see
on-
the Niagara Falls.
Yep, that's on my bucket list.
Okay, so we'll go to this one. All right, hold on. Let me send her my new agent orientation. Here we go. New agent orientation 101.
Then we should do
Okay.
Ontario next. That was
Okay.
the other one we're asking.
Okay, so let's do that one. All right, perfect. So we'll do those two next. Hopefully get this at least a silver today. Oh, good. Perfect. Thank you. Next. All right, so here we go. Welcome. It may be Canada's second smallest province, but with 8,264 miles at seacoast, everyone lives large in Nova Scotia where it comes to adventure, natural beauty, history, and culture. The fun isn't contained here either. In fact, the province nickname is Canada's Ocean Playground. Nearly completely surrounded by water, Nova Scotia is a gateway to the Atlantic Ocean, linked to the mainland and its maritime sister, New Brunswick, via a 17.5-mile strip of land, uniquely balancing natural beauty and thriving culture. The province has something to offer every visitor. There are UNESCO sites, national and provincial parks, the world-famous Cabot Trail, 150 lighthouses, museums, award-winning breweries, wineries, distilleries, along with thriving culinary scene where seafood is a highlight. Of course, there is the Bay of Fundy, the natural wonder it shares with New Brunswick. The climate here is rather moderate, somewhat humid, making it an ideal all-season destination for travelers who want surfing, sea kayaking, or golf at 3 of Canada's top courses. More UNESCO designated sites here. Heritage biosphere than elsewhere in Canada. Incredible for landmass this size. Diversity here also applies to the province's founding cultures, which start first with Merrimack people. In the 1600s, the French arrived, and later the Scots and the Irish. After the Revolutionary War in the U.S., the Black Loyalists who escaped slavery on southern plantations arrived here in thousands when the British Crown awarded them their freedom. There were others who came as well, including pirates and rum runners. All these influences and traditions contribute to the unique culture of the province today, which is welcoming and hospitable. Nova Scotians embody a deep respect for nature, an adventurous spirit, a love for music, good humor, great food and drink, and the appreciation of a good time. Let's continue the good times and learn about Nova Scotia. Getting here and around. So as the gateway to Atlantic Canada, Nova Scotia has many direct flights from across Canada as well from the US and Europe. By air, the province is served by Halifax Stanfield International Airport, Air Canada, WestJet, Porter, Flair, Swoop, and other carriers. Service the airport. It's only a 6-hour or fewer flight from Germany, France, or the UK. From Boston, the flight time is an hour 40 minutes. There are also smaller regional airports, including Douglas McCurdy Sydney Airport, servicing Cape Breton Island, Yarmouth, accepting private and charter flights. By car, you have the branded car rental agencies are found on the lower level of the airport parkade, with Avis National Budget holding an on airport inventory. Also, many rental car agencies located throughout the province. Driving is one of the best ways to get around this province, and there is a well-organized, efficient route system with scenic drives, as well as routes through the interior and around Cape Breton. Yeah, by bus, Maritime Bus links the international airport, 40 communities in the province, as well as New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. Greyhound from New York and Voyager from Montreal connect with Maritime. There's a train via rail offers transcontinental service along ocean route, with station stops in Truro and Halifax. Amtrak connects with Via Rail at Montreal Central Station. By sea, more than 20 cruise lines visit Nova Scotia's ports of Sydney and Halifax each year in season, along with smaller ports of call like Yarmouth and Shelburne. Getting here from Maine is fastest by ferry. The Cat high-speed ferry depart Bar Harbor 4 to 7 times weekly, depending on the season. Arriving in Yarmouth is 3.5 hours. Between Digby, Nova Scotia, and St. John, New Brunswick, there is up to twice daily service throughout the year. Crossing takes about 2.5 hours, depending on the season. Marine Atlantic services, Newfoundland and Labrador, daily, with multiple sailings throughout the summer and autumn. Crossing time is 6 to 8 hours. Northumberland Ferries Limited offers a 75-minute ferry crossing between Prince Edward Island and Caribou, Nova Scotia, with multiple daily departures in season. And then Time Check Nova Scotia observes at Atlantic Standard Time. The second Sunday in March to the first Sunday in November, daylight savings time is in effect. Now, again, I don't know if that's still in process, because I know they just changed that, right? Nova Scotia is considered the gateway to what?
The Atlantic.
Very good. Thank you very much. All right. Lay of the land. Surrounded almost entirely by water, Nova Scotia is a peninsula with a variety of regions ripe for exploration, including its own island. Eastern shore visitors will find dozens of sheltered coves, white sand beaches, along with several historical themed attractions and quaint fishing communities. The pounding waves of Lauriston, Martinique Beach are ideal for cold water surfing. Much of the region is pristine wilderness, including the protected 100 wild islands along the coast. Halifax, the rugged ocean coastline of the central southern region, creates many natural harbors, making it an obvious entry point for the province. Here sits the provincial capital, Halifax, largest city in Nova Scotia and in all the Atlantic provinces. Halifax is a cultural hub with plentiful dining, shopping, nightlife, and art venues. South Shore, a region to find fresh off the boat seafood, white sand beaches, fishing villages, small historic harbor towns like the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Lunenburg, islands including famous Oak Island, lighthouses, as well as the seaside portion of Kajamukajik National Park. Heading inland, travelers will find low rolling hills, old growth forests, lakes, as well as the interior of the national park and National Historic Site. Northumberland Shore, officially beach country. This region boasts the province's warmest waters north of the Carolinas due to Northumberland's Strait, which separates the province from Prince Edward Island. The climate is ideal for beach going, and visitors will also discover characteristic seaside villages like Tatamouche among the rural communities and marshlands. Driving toward the interior, and the region is abundant in history and culture, often referred to as the birthplace of New Scotland. All right, Cape Breton Island. Celtic immigration also has also influenced the island's culture here, and it's easy to see why. The interior terrain comprises lush rolling hills, forests, a rugged coastline boasting dramatic panoramas, set a perfect scene for world-class golf courses. Cape Breton, Highland National Park, and the famous Cabot Trail. Completed in 1932, Cabot Trail is a stunning, scenic 186-mile driving loop that passes through historic communities and fishing villages. Cape Breton is filled with outdoor adventure, picturesque dives, breathtaking views, and the freshest seafood imaginable. Seafood is the largest urban center here, with a harbor that welcomes cruise ships. Bay of Fundy and Annapolis Valley. Watching the epic Bay of Fundy and its record-breaking tides flowing in and out twice daily is exciting, although there are many active adventures to embark upon to truly experience the tide of the bay. This region attracted the first indigenous settlers with fertile lands, abundant wildlife, waters rich with a dozen species of whale coming to feast and play. Visitors today, the Annapolis Valley is a culinary destination full of locally inspired restaurants, bursting with award-winning wineries, breweries, and distilleries. Visitors, Yarmouth and Acadian shores. Visitors here will enjoy the provincial home of Acadian culture with a joie de vivre infusing music, cuisine, language, and daily life. The area has a significant seafaring past, which remains part of its charming atmosphere. Particularly evident in the quintessential seaside town of Yarmouth, home to the unique Apple Core Lighthouse at Cape Forchi. The region also boasts some of the continent's darkest and clearest skies and has been designated the first starlight reserve in North America by the International Starlight Foundation. So click here for a map of Nova Scotia. All right. Wow, lots of stuff there, right? All right, next, vibrant cities. All right, let's check out the cities here. Alive with Nova Scotians' love of a good time, the province cities are unique and inspiring, never dull. Halifax, this provincial capital, is full of historic buildings, museums, galleries, shops, and entertainment that will appear to every visitor at night. The city is a hub for live music. They have highlights. Halifax Waterfront is the province's most visited destination. 2.4 miles of boardwalk features waterfront dining, numerous ways to explore the harbor. Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21 tells the history of the more than 1 million immigrants who have arrived here until 1971, making it a popular place for tracing family histories. You have the Halifax Citadel, National Historic Site, a fortress of the heart of the city, gives visitors the opportunity to explore the history of the soldiers who were stationed here. Hop aboard the ferry, North America's longest running saltwater ferry. Cross the harbor to the Dartmouth side to find more locally owned shops, galleries, cafes, restaurants, and pubs. And then, of course, Sydney, the world's largest fiddle, provides a striking welcome to visitors. The urban heart of Cape Breton is the gateway to all the beauty and adventure the island offers. As with many Nova Scotian communities on the ocean, the heart of Sydney is its waterfront. Highlight for 9 days each October, the island is home to the Celtic Colors International Festival, energetic celebration of Celtic music and dance with performances, concerts, workshops, and more. All right, what attractions can be found on Halifax's 2.4 miles of famed waterfront? Say all of the above. Okay. Pizza and burgers. Perfect. Thank you. All right, outdoor adventures. So active travelers or even those who just love the relaxed outdoors will adore Nova Scotia. From surfing, kayaking, riding, hiking, golfing, angling, to cruising, tiny islands to glimpse wildlife, there's an activity to delight every visitor. So on the water, unique to the province and the Bay of Fundy is tidal bore rafting. Visitors can get in a Zodiac, ride the waves of the world's highest tides as they come rushing back into the bay. As the tide comes in, the sheer power of the tide reverses the flow of the Shubenacadie River, creating a roller coaster of rapids. Those seeking a more visual thrill will enjoy the many whale watching and other boat tours along this stunning coastline. Stunning kayaking, canoeing, and other outdoor activities are also plentiful throughout the province. On land, so much scenery and pristine views make for ideal hiking and biking. Even ATVs and the number of trails lining the coastline of the province are outstanding. National, provincial, and community parks are perfect for camping, hiking, picnics, scenic look-offs, and winter exploration with snowshoes, skis, and snowmobile. Or unwind with the rolling waves and salty air as you stroll one of the stunning, uncrowded beaches throughout the province. Oh, look at that cool tidal bore rafting resort. All right, golfing. Nova Scotia beckons with the world-class golf experience. Cape Breton is quickly becoming known as a golf destination. It's home to Canada's first true links course of Cabot Links. Sister course, Cabot Cliffs, is widely regarded as the #1 course in Canada. There are over 60 courses in the province that will appeal to golfers at every level. And then cycling and mountain biking, from relaxing rails to trail cycling adventures. The leisurely blue route is to the heart-pumping Cabot Trail. Cycling and mountain biking across Nova Scotia is a popular way to actively enjoy the stunning landscapes, picturesque towns of the province. Okay. Resorts and retreats. All right, visitors will find a variety of authentic places to overnight here, and with everything from basic camping to luxurious 5-star resorts, all infused with authentic Nova Scotian hospitality. Waterfront resorts, the Inverary Resort, located on the Brossdaire Lake in Baddeck, Cape Breton is the perfect location to start or end your Cabot Trail adventures. The resort offers a variety of room types, on-site restaurant and spa, as well as an array of watercraft rentals. White Point Beach Resort, nestled on the rugged coastline along Nova Scotia's South Shore, offers lodge and cottage accommodations overlooking the beach. From golf to surfing lessons, it's lots for guests to enjoy during their stay. Fox Harbor Resort, one of only five-star resorts in Canada, so only 5, sits on Nova Scotia's stunning Northumberland's shore. Guests are treated to elegance on a grand scale, leavened with down-home maritime hospitality. In addition to luxurious suites and a championship golf course, the resort offers some of the finest dining in Atlantic Canada and abundance of on-site activities. You have hotels and historic inns. In the city of Halifax, you'll find an array of popular branded hotels as well as independent hotel options. Visitors looking for a luxury stay will enjoy the Muir Hotel. This one-of-a-kind destination offers elevated hospitality and service, which is rooted in the spirit, culture, and beauty of Nova Scotia. Beyond the city of Halifax, the historic towns throughout the province are dotted with stunning historic inns. Spend the night in one of the colorful buildings of the UNESCO town of Lunenburg, the Mariner King. Unique and unusual geodesic domes have taken off here, as Nova Scotia is famed for its sunsets and skies free from light pollution. Archer's Edge on Cape Breton Islands, Citadel Trail features west-facing domes perched clifftop overlooking the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Being out in nature needn't be bare bones. Yurts in the Vinland, Guysborough features oceanside yurts, warmed with wood stoves and plush bedding, private fire pits and grills. While there, guests can relax in a cedar barrel sauna on a secluded freshwater pond in the forest. All aboard at the Train Station Inn. Located in Tamagouche, travelers can spend their night aboard a renovated former railway caboose that reflects its railway history. All right. Geodesic domes have taken off here as Nova Scotia is famed for its sunset sky free from light. Where would you send clients looking for a dome adventure?
That was the Archer's Edge.
There you go. Thank you. Archer's Edge. All right, must-sees there. So many appealing features to this province, but it would be hard to list them all. But here's a sampling that belong on every itinerary. Cape Breton's Cabot Trail, one of the most scenic drives. Debate continues as to which direction it should be seen. The trail offers jaw-dropping coastal views, memorable stops along the way, picturesque villages, artisanal shops, and scenic hikes like the Skyline Trail. With so many features and hotspots, the trail can take 2 to 5 days to drive. You have the Bays of Fundy, home to the highest tides in the world along the greatest tidal shift, a dramatic event that happens twice daily. But adventure and fun await even when the tide is out, as the curious can walk the ocean floor, discover life and treasures that were unseen only hours before. Burnt Coat Head Park is the perfect place to witness this natural phenomenon. Pass the 6 hours between tides, enjoy the park's walking trails, picnic areas, interpretive displays, exploring attractions of the local community, museums or art galleries to world-famous tidal bore rafting. All right, then you have Halifax Historic Waterfront, most visited place in the province. 2.5-mile boardwalk stretches the length of the downtown. Perfect place to discover unique shops, inspired food, drink, art, special events, live music, festivals, also where various Halifax tours originate. Old Town Lunenburg, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, popular stop with its vibrant waterfront. Boardwalk Fisheries Museum features a region's historic highlights, including rum running, old salts, and whaling. A replica here of the Blue Nose schooner, which appears on the Canadian 10-cent coin. The Blue Nose 2 welcomes passengers on board for 2-hour harbor cruises twice a day in Lunenburg and Halifax. Visitors to Old Town can begin a tasting tour with Ironworks Distillery featuring spirits handcrafted from local ingredients and aged in barrels aboard a boat in the harbor. Nova Scotia is home to over 160 historic lighthouses, but no beacon is as photographed as the one of the colorful and vibrant fishing village of Peggy's Cove. Visitors shouldn't miss the photo op of Peggy's Point Lighthouse, which has been keeping watch over surging ocean waves and working lobster boats since 1915. And then you have the Fortress of Louisbourg National Historic Site, Cape Breton, North America's largest historic reconstruction where visitors can learn about the daily activities of the typical French settler to the province, including crafts, cooking, and music, and meet French soldier servants and society ladies. One of the world's most scenic drives is found on Cape Breton. Is called
Cabot Trail, C-A-B-O-T, Cabot Trail.
Thank you. Cabot Trail, that is correct. All right, and working with us again, consumer website, city websites, regional websites, all the trade places, sales team guys. So again, you can take a screenshot, or at least you know where to come to get assistance if you need further assistance when booking for your client or doing more research. All right. Congratulations, you've got another badge. We're almost there, guys. All right, so congratulations. See where we're at. So receive your goal. You need 8 modules. Okay, so what are we on? Is this number 5? Let's see. Completed here. All right, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do 5, which is Toronto. No, Ontario. There we go. All right, let's start Ontario. Next. Okay, welcome. Ontario is vast, beautiful province, home to the nation's capital, Canada's largest city. With over 250,000 freshwater lakes, rivers, waterways, bordering 4 of North America's 5 Great Lakes, Ontario's landscape are shaped by water and entice visitors with each changing season. Did you know the name Ontario is derived from the Indigenous word shimmering waters? The province comprises 15 regions, each with its own iconic experiences and off-the-beaten-path adventures. A diverse and alluring countryside stretches from Lake Erie to Hudson Bay, dotted with vibrant cities, charming small towns, offering local flavor, inviting attractions. Ontario is the site of the original homelands of many nations of Indigenous peoples, with the Cree Nation in the north, the Haudenosaunee in the south, the Anishinaabe nation all around the Great Lakes. Exploring the traditions and history of our Indigenous communities should be on any visitor's itinerary. Let's start exploring the wonders of Ontario. Okay, so getting around here. Getting around to and around Ontario is easy, efficient, often fun when it comes to traversing the province's Great Lakes and abundant waterways. Ontario has 7 international airports, but 2 main gateways are Toronto Pearson International and Ottawa International. In addition, there are 9 domestic airports which provide flight service within the province. Rail and bus travel. Via Rail Canada offers passenger service in the Greater Toronto Area, Ottawa, Niagara Falls, Southwestern Ontario, Northern Ontario. Express service available between larger communities on most routes. Union Pearson Expressway is an innovative air rail link connecting the country's 2 busiest transportation hubs, Toronto Pearson International Airport and Union Station in downtown Toronto. GO Transit, a popular regional public transit service to the Greater Toronto, Hamilton, and Niagara areas. Bus service is available through these carriers: Ontario Northland, Coach Canada, GO Transit. Park Bus connects Toronto and Ottawa with various provincial and national parks. You have car travel. Car rentals are available at the major airports and city centers with Avis, Budget, Discount, Dollar, Hertz, National, and Thrifty. RVs, also popular rental option for exploring the countryside. Plenty of rental companies to choose from. Toronto Transit operates subways, streetcars, bus service throughout the city and its subways. In the city, the quickest way to get around is on the subway. But above ground streetcars provide a fun way to see the sights. Ferry service, large bodies of water and islands. Among them are the best traveled by these vehicle ferry services. You have Chi-Chamon, runs between Tobermory and South Weymouth or Montaluna Island. Reservations are strongly recommended and schedules are limited. Pele Island ferries run between Leamington or Kingsville and Pele Island in southern Ontario. Wolfe Island Ferry connects Kingston and Wolfe Island in eastern Ontario. The time check, they are on Eastern time zone with northwestern portion in Central time zone. The name Ontario is derived by the Indigenous word meaning
Shimmering waters.
shimmering waters. Thank you. All right, Ontario is home. Okay, there we go. Ontario is home to iconic Toronto and Ottawa, as well as distinctive smaller cities throughout the province. Here are some notable city sites in Ontario. So you have Toronto, the capital city of Ontario, Canada's largest urban center, dynamic city famous for its progressiveness and diversity. Home to more than 230 nationalities and 200 languages and dialects. The iconic CN Tower offers visitors dazzling views of the city. There's rich mix of museums, galleries, and family-friendly attractions to suit every interest. Some highlights include the Royal Ontario Museum and Art Gallery of Ontario. Each of Toronto's vibrant neighborhoods has its own rich history of cultural influences that add to the city's eclectic identity. From hipster Kensington Market to chic Yorkville, there's plenty to explore. Queen West is a place to be seen, with great shopping, tons of art and design studios, variety of live music venues, amazing food in Old Town. There's the more than 2-century-old St. Louis Market, a favorite destination for foodies, and the Distillery Historic District, a pedestrian-only village full of trendy fashion shops. Segway tours and are a unique way to traverse the distillery's Victorian era streets. Ottawa, Canada's national capital. So naturally, it is filled with impressive heritage buildings, exciting history. Visitors will be drawn to the magnificent Parliament buildings in the summer. They can witness the changing of the guard in the morning, and at night they can return to Parliament Hill to experience a free sound and light show that takes viewers on a journey through Canada's physical, historical, and cultural landscape. The city boasts seven national museums, including the must-see Canadian Museum of History, historic Rideau Canal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, 500 miles of recreational pathways, creative culinary scene includes more than 36 craft breweries. Other must-sees include Byward Market Neighborhood, Ottawa's premier shopping and dining destination, featuring over 260 market stands and more than 500 businesses in the surrounding area. Taste your way through our culinary walking tour. And then Kingston offers both historic charm and modern sophistication. Visitors can take in 200 years of Kingston history on a guided Kingston trolley tour. Be sure to recommend a stop at the iconic Fort Henry National Historic Site and 1000 Islands Cruise, the picturesque and walkable downtown shopping district, home to a wide variety of unique boutique and restaurants. You have urban adventures. Okay, Ontario's two capital cities are cosmopolitan centers, alive with history, arts, and culture, but there's also surrounded by incredible nature, making them ideal settings for urban adventures. Here are some highlights. Toronto boasts one of the longest urban waterfronts in the world, with nearly 30 miles of beaches, marinas, green spaces lining Lake Ontario, which is so enormous it seems like an ocean. Its popular car-free islands are an oasis easily accessed by ferry and harbor cruises. Rouge National Urban Park is North America's largest urban park, featuring rich natural, cultural, and agricultural landscapes. Back in the bustling city center, adrenaline seekers will set their sights on the Edge Walk high atop CN Tower. Wearing a harness, they can follow the building's edge along the highest hands-free walk in the world. Kind of scary. All right, Ottawa, the Rideau Canal, must see. No matter the season, it's a winter adventure when it becomes the largest naturally frozen skating rink in the world. In the summer months, a boat cruise, kayak, canoe, or even stand-up paddleboard are fun ways to travel the canal. La Boat gives visitors a chance to pilot their own houseboat on the canal between Ottawa and Kingston. Cycling in Ottawa is a hugely popular and extremely accessible with over 93 miles of paths, which allow riders to avoid traffic and take in some of the most beautiful parts and famous landmarks of the city. Visitors can select a guided tour or explore on their own. Interzip Rogers will have visitors soaring over the Ottawa River between Ontario and Quebec at speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour. Then there's Ottawa's Green Belt, almost 50,000 acres of green space encircling the city. There are over miles and miles of hikeable trails here, weaving through forests, around bogs and mountains. In northern Ontario, the cities of Sault Ste. Marie, Thunder Bay, and Sudbury offer urban adventures as well as being gateways to outdoor adventures. Visitors here gain unlimited access to outdoor adventures such as paddling, hiking, mountain biking, fishing, snowshoeing, and ice climbing. All right, Toronto boasts one of the longest urban waterfronts in the world, with nearly how many miles of beaches, marinas? Was it 30?
Yep.
Yay, I got that one right. All right, guys, almost done. Outdoor adventures, incredible natural landscapes, wondrous playground or adventure, whether it's on land or water. Here are some hot spots of outdoor adventure. Alouquin Park and our other Ontario parks. Oldest provincial park, overflowing and activities for every ability and interest. In the warmer seasons, there's canoeing, hiking, biking, fishing, swimming, camping, wildlife watching. Once snow arrives, They do cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, dog sledding, plus over 1,500 lakes and 745 miles of streams and rivers located within the park, and more than 1,000 campsites. The famed Eloquin Park does get busy, so consider alternatives. There are over 110 provincial parks across Ontario offering a wide variety of natural and cultural attractions. You have the Ottawa River Rafting. The Ottawa Valley, northwest of this nation's capital, is known as the whitewater capital of Canada. Local rafting companies with experienced guides will take visitors through one of the world's great whitewater routes. Difficulty of the rapids vary, allowing paddlers of all abilities to enjoy the ride. 1,000 Islands. Located on the St. Lawrence River, the 1,000 Islands comprise a stunning region with fascinating history that best explored by water. Boat tours will tell tales of the area's pirate-filled past. Scuba divers can dive below the surface among 200 shipwrecks. There are also 30 public golf courses in the area, plenty of kayaking and canoeing opportunities. Suggest a helicopter tour for the very best views. And then Northern Ontario, vast natural playground of lakes, rivers, and forests. Northern Ontario offers challenging outdoor activity adventures, incredible protected parks, urban attractions. Signature experiences include the Ottawa Canyon Tour Train, especially during fall color season. Science North, Fort William Historic Park, and Sail Superior. There are unique opportunities for visitors to immerse themselves in Indigenous history and traditions, though through nature-based and cultural tours, especially on Manitoulin Island. Lodges many accessible only by air, offer some of the best freshwater fishing in the world, and the paddling is epic. Notable accommodations include Killarney Mountain Lodge, Lodge 88, Wilderness North Lodge. These landscapes and vistas inspired the group of 7, Canada's most respected art collective, the scenic highway and well-connected and easy to navigate, perfect for fly drives or RV tours. This is the ideal destination for visitors looking for something unique. All right, countryside stays. Ooh, isn't that beautiful? Wow, that would be fun. That looks beautiful. Comfortable countryside stays make the perfect home base for an outdoor adventure found in Ontario, and guests will be spoiled for choice in accommodations. So you have the Blue Mountain Resort, 2 hours from downtown Toronto, overlooking Georgian Bay. Blue Mountain Resort makes it easy to combine urban and outdoor experiences. The range of outdoor activities suits all ages and fitness levels, including treetop walking, ziplining, hiking, cycling, and golfing. Scandinavian Spa lets the adventurers rejuvenate in a tranquil forest setting. Lively Pedestrian Village is home to boutiques, dining, and entertainment. Nearby, the Apple Pie Trail, home to wineries, cideries, and breweries, and lots of treats. Muskoka. Visitors can have quintessential cottage country experience by choosing over 80 lodges and resorts. The beauty of Muskoka is exploring the small towns packed with artisan galleries, cozy cafes. With easy access to Algonquin, and many other provincial parks. There are loads of outdoor activities nearby. Cruise past the luxurious cottages with Muskoka steamships. And don't miss Muskoka Lakes Farm and Winery. In the fall, you can even witness the cranberry harvest. So you have Prince Edward County between Toronto and Kingston, lies picturesque Prince Edward County, one of Canada's friendliest getaway destinations. Visitors can sample their way along the Taste Trail, which features wineries, cideries, distilleries, farm-to-table dining. Small town, villages, countryside are home to eclectic artisans, boutiques, and galleries. With almost 500 miles of shoreline, there are unique natural features and sandy beaches. Add boutique accommodations for a restful and tasteful countryside escape. And then around Ontario, as your customers travel around the province, they will find so many communities with their own unique character. St. Jacobs offers an intriguing glimpse into Mennonite culture, while Stratford is home to the world-renowned Stratford Festival. Learn about the quintessential canoe at the Canadian Canoe Museum in Peterborough, and explore small towns along the Rideau Heritage Route, or visit a maple sugar bush in Lanark County. All right, check all that apply. Visitors can experience in Prince Edward County.
All of them.
All of them. There
Yeah,
you go.
all of them.
All of them. Very good. All right, Niagara. There we go. Woo woo. Niagara is undoubtedly a pinnacle for tourism in the province, and we're here to give you the can't miss experiences your clients will find in this one-of-a-kind region. So you have the falls. There are so many ways to experience the renowned Niagara Falls, but perhaps the most mesmerizing is watching the cascading water from Niagara City. Hold on, I want to take a picture of this. Sorry. Okay. Niagara City Cruises boat tour. Just be sure to remind your clients they'll likely get wet from the powerful mist. Here are some ways to get the full experience. Take a Niagara helicopter's ride to get a bird's eye view. Journey behind the falls on a planned walk behind the wall of water. Take an exhilarating ride on the Mist Rider zip line to the falls. 4 parallel zip lines traveling 4 miles, 0.4 miles through the wide river gorge. Ascend 760 feet up the Skyline Tower to view the falls from indoor and outdoor observation decks. Immerse yourself in fascinating history of the Niagara Parks Power Station. When should we go next year? Yeah, exactly. All right. And it says that you should stay on the Canadian side at the Embassy Suites. It overlooks right onto the falls. So the Niagara region features diverse options outside the falls too, like the small town of Niagara on the Lake, 20 minutes from Niagara Falls, charms visitors from wineries, boutiques, galleries, horse-drawn carriages, majestic homes, lovely gardens. Its historic inns offer a romantic alternative for clients looking for quieter surroundings than offered in the high-energy falls. Vintage hotels, Riverbend Inn, Vineyard are a few options. The Niagara Peninsula, home to 100 distinctive wineries, offer plenty of opportunities for wine tours and tastings, particularly known for its ice wine. Consider exploring the scenic countryside by bicycle. Ontario is actually home to over 160 wineries. Number is constantly growing. The other 2 main regions are Prince Edward County and Lake Erie North Shore. But there are emerging regions around the province. Whirlpool jet boat tours lures adventure seekers with jaw-dropping class 5 water rapids in the lower Niagara River. Butterfly Conservatory is home to more than 2,000 tropical winged beauties. And then Niagara Glen offers beautiful hiking trails that let adventurers explore fascinating biology, geology as they work up a sweat. Which suppliers provide amazing ways to experience Niagara Falls? All of the above. That is correct.
Yep.
Working with us again, here's all your activities and information to get more details, social media, etc., sales and support. You have now completed 1 more badge. What do we have left? 2 more? Can we do it? You guys want to get it done?
I will if you will.
All right, let's do it. Let's get her done. That will get us our our gold badge. Okay, we just need 2 more for our gold. All right, what else do we want to learn? Manitoba,
Sure.
Saskatchewan. We'll do Saskatchewan and Manitoba. How's that?
Okay.
Just do them right in a row. All right, here we go.
There's a place where the night sky is a little darker. The stars are more lively. And if you gaze long enough, you can see forever. So it's a good idea to hold on to something. Or someone. Saskatchewan.
Okay. All right. Next. All right, Saskatchewan, also known as the land of the living skies, home to thousands of lakes and rivers and vast landscape that is only surpassed by the friendliness of its residents. Sorry. Okay. Located in the middle of 3 prairie provinces, Saskatchewan is home to dozens of provincial parks, 2 national parks, but this prairie province offers travelers so much more than wide open grassland. Most of the province's population resides in the southern region of the province, where Regina, the provincial capital, is located. Saskatoon is the most populous city, located in the central of Saskatchewan. Both cities boast a welcoming small town vibe and are ideal for weekend getaways, culinary discoveries, restful retreats, thriving nightlife, art, and shopping scenes. No matter which Canadian coastal hub visitors depart from, they can fly to either city in just a few hours, which is ideal for families or travelers needing short breaks. Prince Albert, the province's 3rd largest city, is called the Gateway to the North, as it is the last urban area before the agricultural prairie lands of the southern and central areas meet the boreal forest belt of the north. Did you know Saskatchewan is home to the country's only training academy for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, aka the Mounties? Did you know that? Now you do. Diversity of Saskatchewan's southern, central, northern regions will appeal to families, couples, and groups of friends for road trips, ranch visits, glamping, quaint country inns, luxury resorts, not to mention pampering spas, from skiing and sledding in the winter to fishing and camping in the summer, to golfing and biking in the spring, hiking and craft beer tasting in the fall. There are many ways to enjoy Saskatchewan's appeal any season of the year. Let's get to know more about the land of the living skies. All right, so getting there is convenient and easy with a variety of transportation options. Once visitors arrive, you have air, 2 international airports, Regina International, 3 miles from city center, and then John G. Diefenbaker International, located 3 miles from Saskatoon city center. Okay. Both airports are serviced by Air Canada and Delta Airlines, other carriers like WestJet, RiseAir, Sunwing. Passengers will find the usual car rentals, Alamo, Avis Budget, Enterprise, Hertz, National, at or around the airports. The brands mentioned have their inventory on site for travelers' convenience. There are some smaller municipal airports for domestic travel, typically via Trans-West Air or Westwind Aviation. So you have Wollaston Lake, 1.5 miles, and then Prince Albert, 1.2 miles. By road, once on land, highways and roads are the best way to tour Saskatchewan, since it has the longest road service length of any province. Saskatchewan includes a stretch of historic Trans-Canada Highway, Highway 1, linking Regina, Moose Jaw, and Swift Current. The Can-Am Highway runs from Mexico through U.S., north through Saskatchewan as SK35 and SK39, continuing from Prince Albert as SK2, ending in La Ronge. Other major provincial divided highways include Highway 11, connecting Regina, Saskatoon, Prince Albert, also known as the Lewis Riel Trail. Greyhound Canada bus line services Saskatchewan along the Yellowhead and Trans-Canada highways. By rail, Via Rail runs through central Saskatchewan, connecting Saskatoon with 12 other communities. The province is located in Central Time Zone throughout the year. Saskatchewan, located in the middle of 3 prairie provinces, is often dubbed the land of the
Living skies.
living skies. Very good. Lay of the land. Saskatchewan is nearly divided by its native flora into central, south, and north regions, but no matter where travelers go, they'll find endless opportunities to reconnect them both with nature and themselves. So the South, also known as the Great Plains region, this area borders the U.S. state of Montana, North Dakota, with grasslands that provide a true Old West adventure. Horseback is a way of life here. Visitors can ride and experience living on the range at a number of working ranches. City slickers will not be disappointed either. The provincial capital of Regina is in the south, with its food and brew scenes, history, and sports. The offbeat town of Moose Jaw features attractions like the tunnels dug during the Prohibition era. The south is also where visitors will find Grasslands National Park, as well as Lake Diefenbaker, whose miles of shoreline make for water sports and fishing haven. You have the central, considered an aspen parkland region. This is transitional zone between north and south, savannas and shrubland. The outdoorsy set can hunt for white-tailed deer antlers during shed season. Scenic backcountry landscapes with grass-covered rolling hills and rivers offer many experienced outfitters to give travelers the best activity option. The province's most populated city, Saskatoon, is found here. North, although sparsely populated, the boreal forest region is certainly not barren. There are multitude of views and unique experiences that will keep active travelers busy for a week or two. They can explore the impressive Athabasca sand dunes, kayak whitewater rapids along Churchill River, dog sled through boreal forest near the Northern Territories. Prince Albert National Park, one of Canada's most popular parks, is also here, and its abundant lakes with sandy beaches and fishing opportunities are sure to entice outdoor enthusiasts. Next. All right, so you have vibrant cities. Saskatchewan's urban centers offers no shortage of ways to celebrate life, music, taste, and culture. Urban adventure, summer, winter, the South Saskatchewan River winding its way through Saskatoon is a focus for outdoor activities, as well as city highlights. Visitors can hop on a riverboat for sightseeing or dinner cruise, enjoy kayaking, powerboating, and even jet skiing. When the river ices over in winter, riverbank trails are great for cross-country skiing, fat biking, snowshoeing. Regina's Wascana Park exceeds the size of New York City's Central Park, offering many multi-use pathways, kayak, canoe rentals, ski trails, and other activities like winter snowga. You have art culture, often dubbed the Paris of the Prairies, for its 8 bridges that span the South Saskatchewan River. Saskatoon is vibrant with cultural culinary delights. Modern art holds a premier spot here with the Remel Modern, which hosts the world's largest collection of Picasso linocuts. The architecture of the building itself is representative of Saskatchewan's prairie landscape. and with its waterfront location and river landing. The museum is both inspiring and reflective. Saskatoon also boasts festivals celebrating the seasons, food truck wars, Shakespeare productions, other arts, including those from Indigenous and immigrant cultures. There are some 65 yearly events here, including the annual Saskatchewan Jazz and Blues Festival held in Saskatoon the first 2 weeks of July. Visit Regina and find celebrations for children, fringe theater, a restaurant week, choral, music, and Indigenous culture. And then you have farm to fresh cuisine. Isn't just a buzz phrase here, since the province is home to 40% of Canada's farmland and exports more than 30% of the world's durum wheat and lentils. Fine dining establishments, more casual bistros, food truck scenes, award-winning distilleries, microbreweries in both Saskatoon and Regina will delight even the most serious foodies. In Saskatoon, the Riverdale and Nutana neighborhoods are prime locations to tempt taste buds. In Regina, the Warehouse District is the place for feasting like the locals. All right, next. Saskatchewan is known for farm fresh cuisine. Not surprising, consider the province is home to what % of Canadians' farmland?
It was 40.
Thank you. Submit. Very good. All right, halfway done, guys. Outdoor activities. Okay, Saskatchewan diversity of landscape means visitors are virtually unlimited by the number of outdoor activities they can pursue in every season, all day long and into the night. On the water, the land of 100,000 lakes and rivers is ideal for whatever water sport travelers can imagine or want to experience, whether it is canoeing, kayaking, sailing, SUP, or water skiing. Those whose adventure taste runs softer will enjoy capturing the pristine beauty of northern Saskatchewan on a canoe and paint excursion along the Churchill River. Once cold weather arrives, tourists will find ice and speed skating opportunities everywhere, even in big cities, so they can get out and enjoy with the locals. Fishing here is an exceptionally popular, including winter ice fishing in season. Some of the northernmost lakes are renowned for their world-class fishing experiences. Species abundant here include northern pike, rare lake trout species, walleye, and Arctic grayling. Tap the icon on the right to see how the waters transform visitors.
These waters have stories to tell about the generations who made this voyage. About connections that run deep. Where the further you go, the closer you become.
They are cross-selling right.
Saskatchewan.
All right, hold on, let me do this really quick. Okay, next. All right, how about land activities, from hiking and biking trails, horseback riding, adventures, ATVing, ziplining, to hunting, photography, safaris, wealth of experiences for active visitors in the warmer months. Even in this prairie province, the more daring traveler will find opportunities for rappelling, aka abseiling. When temperatures drop, it becomes a winter wonderland as skis, toboggans, snowmobiles, and fat bikes take over when snow blankets the ground. Wildlife watching. Come armed with a camera and binoculars for sightseeing of birds, including waterfowl. Head out on safari for moose and elk, deer, bison, antelope. Visitors can also see fox, wolves, bear, lynx, as well as smaller animals like rabbit, squirrel, gophers, beavers, and prairie dogs. Open skies from stargazing in Canada's largest dark sky preserve in Grasslands National Park to hunting the northern lights. Visitors can enjoy the lack of artificial light pollution that optimizes these popular excursions. History buffs can even take a ride in a vintage biplane at the Saskatchewan Aviation Museum. In keeping with its nickname, Land of Living Skies, stargazers can catch an eyeful of Canada's largest dark sky preserve located in Saskatchewan National Park. Is that the Wascana? Nope.
Grasslands.
Grasslands. There we go.
Sorry, I looked away a minute.
Shame on you. No, just kidding. All right. Is this anybody see across rising tide? Okay. All right. Countryside stays. So where are we going to put them? Well, visitors will never find lack of places to stay in the province, from the grand architecture of Canadian Pacific Railway's historic hotels to diverse lodging options nestled within nature. You have the resorts, the spas, the casinos, vast tracts of prairie land call for multi-purpose properties. The Dakota Dunes Resort, has he gone out? Located not far from Saskatoon, is a modern hotel with a convention center, casino, spa, and the province #1 golf course. In its beautiful riverside setting, guests of all ages will enjoy a full array of seasonal activities like sleigh rides, ice fishing, e-bikes, rentals, wagon rides. Travelers needing some self-care will want to visit Manitou Springs Resort and Mineral Spa on Manitou Lake, dubbed the Dead Sea of Canada because of its high salt content. This resort features indoor salt pools, full-service spa, cabin tents, and tips. Find these more rustic accommodations in Saskatchewan's parks, including full-service RV camping, Prince Albert National Park, multiple grounds option locations, services, both back country and front country to appeal to every camper, including innovative Authentics, a blend of tent and A-frame cabins with furniture and raised floors. But that's not to say everything is basic. There are glamping options such as geodesic domes, safari tents on the shores of Buffalo Pound Lake, lodges and ranches. Fishing and hunting are big draw for the province, and visitors will find an excellent array of authentic accommodations like the remote Milton Lake Lodge. Accessible by float plane from Saskatoon, guests will enjoy photography, aurora safaris in August and September, river adventures, fine dining, hovercraft experiences coming in 2023. Visitors can also get their cowboy on at La Riata Ranch, family-owned working ranch where they get to participate in roundups of 200 plus heads of cattle, branding, roping, and of course, the riding of the ranchlands. And then offbeat and over the top. Those looking for authentic themed experiences paired with luxury won't be disappointed. Options that include luxury accommodations in grain bins, cowboy bunkhouses, riverboat cabins, even a specialty sleeper car on the immersive Wheatland Express excursion train. And then must-sees for your clients. So much to see and do in Saskatchewan, both in urban centers and the outdoors. You have the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. Regina features life sciences exhibits on the province's biodiversity, and a First Nations gallery focused on the rich traditions of the province's Indigenous people. A museum highlight is Scotty, a replica of the world's oldest and largest Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton. You have the Grasslands National Park, offers visitors a window into prairie wildlife and lots of opportunities for horseback riding. Herds of bison, prairie dogs populate the western block. Badlands Parkway is the eastern block, will thrill amateur archaeologists with strange rock formations, dinosaur bones, and sea fossils. The park is also Canada's largest dark sky preserve with unsurpassed stargazing. And then the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Academy. Regina is the only place in the country where the world famous Mounties undergo their rigorous 6-month training. Take a tour here and at the nearby RCMP Heritage Center to learn what it takes to wear the red serge uniform and Stetson hat. Lucky summer visitors might catch the sunset retreat ceremony. Wanuskewin National Historic Site commemorates the traditional gathering place of the Northern Plains peoples for trade, ceremonies, hunting for over 6,000 years, informative exhibits on First Nations cultures and history, along with the gallery, shops, and restaurants carry the tradition of a gathering and trading place into the present. Active visitors will find multiple traits for hiking, snowshoeing, and bison walks, as well as interpretive tours where they can learn how to build their own teepee. Prince Albert National Park, ideal for wildlife viewing in a variety of landscapes, include aspen, spruce, and birch forests, open grasslands, pristine lakes. Park is home to Canada's only remaining herds of bison, prime viewing location on the Migratory Bird Trail. Amenities and accommodations are available year-round in the resort town of Wakasu Lake. Pontoon boats, canoes, and paddle boards are easy to rent. Good Spirit Lake Provincial Park is part of Canada's Epic Great Trail, the world's longest recreation trail network with sand dunes that reach 5 stories high, diverse wildlife like moose, elk, and water birds, along with its hiking trails. Winter activities include skiing and snowmobiling. Which must-see sites commemorates the traditional gathering place of the Northern Plains peoples for trade, ceremonies, and hunting for over 6,000 years.
The last one, that Wanuskewin.
Wanuskewin. Very good. All right, and then working with us, all the access to all the additional information you guys can find and on social media. And we are on our last one, guys. Yay. Been a long one. Congratulations. I'm proud of you guys. So let's finish this up and get our gold badge.
Woohoo, proud of you too. Thank you for reading.
Yeah. It's been a what, 3 hours.
I know. I'm just looking ahead to see what the questions are. So
okay. Thank you.
Once you get to where the end is there, that's why I'm trying to get the answers for you guys to make it quicker.
Thank you. Are we on 6 or 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we need 2 more? Shoot, I thought we are on. My gosh. All right, let's do this one. Aries. 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 You want to go check on him? Okay. Oh, see, that's cool. I want to go there. Manitoba. So located in Canada's geographic center, Manitoba is truly where Canada's heart beats, a province rich in history with diverse residents, cultures, and landscapes. Manitoba stirs the heart and soul of all who visit. Manitoba features a wide range of inspiring landscapes comprising prairie grasslands, sand dunes, wetlands, and boreal forests. With over 100,000 lakes and waterways and 90+ parks to explore, above the 55th parallel, the stark visits of frozen tundra on the edge of the Arctic will enthrall curious visitors eager to catch sight of the polar bear. And there's no better place to do that than Churchill, the polar bear capital of the world. A diverse, multilingual population of over 1.2 million people called Manitoba home. Although most residents speak English, it's not difficult to find Francophone communities throughout the province. Nearly 800,000 residents live in the province's capital and largest city, Winnipeg. Visitors here find every feature desirable in urban centers, including museums, music and the arts, sports, popular entertainment, as well as a thriving culinary scene. Since it's surrounded by nature, Winnipeg also offers an abundance of recreational activities, both in and around the city, no matter what time of the year. Wherever visitors to Manitoba journey, they will pass through treaty territories, lands originally inhabited by Indigenous peoples, whose communities, stories, and traditions live on today through festivals, live events, art, and museum exhibits. Let's explore the beating heart of Canada. All right, getting here and around. Since Manitoba is the heart of Canada, getting here is easy and convenient. Once here, driving is the best way to visit for visitors to discover the province's many treasures. So you have by air, Manitoba is served by one international airport, the Winnipeg James Armstrong Richardson International Airport. Wow, that's a long one. 6 miles from city center. Air Canada and Delta Airlines, along with regional low-cost carriers like WestJet, Flair, Swoop, and Lynx, service this airport, which directs flights from the U.S. from Denver, Minneapolis, and Chicago, and abundant connections via Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Other essential municipal airports include Churchill, which is serviced by Calm Air, Thompson, and Brandon. By road, hold on, guys, I'm sorry. Aries! Come on. Sorry, guys, I had to hit my dog. All right, by road with such vast distances, traveling by car, the best way for visitors to get everything on their itinerary. The Trans-Canada Highway runs through the province and through Winnipeg, connecting it with Regina, Saskatchewan in the west, approximately 6 hours, and Thunder Bay, Ontario. In the east, approximately 8 hours. Yellowhead Highway is another in-provincial highway that offers a bit more of the off-beaten path route and makes a great road trip. All right, so specialist tips. You cannot drive to Churchill as it is only accessible by rail or air. Be sure to plan itineraries to include additional time to get there, particularly when arriving by rail. By bus, municipal bus service in and around the greater metropolitan area of Winnipeg is well developed and utilizes an app called Winnipeg Transit. There is no metro in Winnipeg, but Splash Dash Water Taxi takes tourists and residents around the city via the river. And hey, come here. And the summer months. Can you shut the door, dear? By rail, Winnipeg is also the most central hub of Canada's Via Rail system, with several weekly trains connecting here at Union Station from Vancouver in the west to Toronto in the east. Visitors have the opportunity to make Winnipeg a midway stop on their travels on the Canadian. Via rail service heading north to Churchill takes 48 hours with twice weekly departures at 9 a.m. Time check, Manitoba observes Central Standard Time, and the second Sunday they do have daylight savings time. All right, what is the best way to visitors to discover the many treasures?
By car.
Thank you. Very good. All right. Lay of the land. Manitoba is bordered by the Saskatchewan to the west, Ontario to the east. Along its northern edge, the province meets Hudson Bay, making Manitoba the only prairie province with saltwater coastline. To the south lie the U.S. states of North Dakota and Minnesota. Here's a bird's eye view of the province's geographical regions. You have the eastern region bordered by Western Ontario and Winnipeg in the southeast. Visitors will find some of the most popular parks here, like Whiteshell Provincial Park, Nopaming Provincial Park. The terrain here comprises Canadian, Shield, and crystal clear deep lakes. You have Winnipeg at the center of Manitoba's most populated region. Stands Winnipeg, provincial capital, largest city. Winnipeg and its urban area border the eastern central regions and stand at the convergence of the Assiniboine and Red Rivers. Then you have central, heart of the province's agricultural industry with rich rolling grasslands. Further north is where visitors can find the largest lakes, Winnipeg and Manitoba. Western Manitoba's second largest city, Brandon, located here, situated 62 miles north of Brandon, is Riding Mountain National Park and the aptly named highlight, Clear Lake. In this region, curious visitors will find the Spirit Sands, towering sand dunes at Spruce Woods Provincial Park. The area also shares the Pembina Escarpment with North Dakota to the south, an area of rolling hills, wood and ravines, and the highest point of the province, Baldy Mountain. Churchill, visitors to this subarctic remote front town, population 90 on the shores of Hudson Bay, will find a region unlike anything else in the world, surrounded by taiga, tundra, and boreal forests. Churchill is located just over 625 miles from Winnipeg, drawing visitors from all over the globe to wander at its wildlife, nature, and northern lights. Churchill is at the top of many travelers' bucket lists. Don't forget, it is only accessible by train or plane. And then north of 53, still mostly wild and untouched, still plenty of attractions to capture the interest of curious, hardy visitors north of the 53rd parallel. The terrain shifts from boreal forest to subarctic tundra, a few trees, yet there are incredible parks to visit all year round for snowmobiling, skiing, fishing, and paddling. So you have Winnipeg, Canada's original boomtown due to its geographic location and history as a railway hub. Today, it's thriving as an outdoor and entertainment lover's paradise. Urban adventure, Winnipeg is a city with 124 miles of river running through it, making an ideal vantage point from which to see the city in a different perspective. Winnipeg's social center, the Folks, sits at the junction of the Assiniboine and Red Rivers and has been a meeting place for outstanding 6,000 years in the winter months. The Forks is home to the longest skating trail in the world, the Nessway River Trail, equipped with architect-designed unique warming huts for those looking to take a quick break. Sports and entertainment. Winnipeg is not short on setting for its sports and entertainment. 2 ice hockey teams, the NHL's Winnipeg Jets and AHL Manitoba Moose, shares downtown's 15,000-seat Canada Life Center. But sports aren't all these arena hosts, and the level of the premier music and entertainment events make it one of Canada's busiest venues. So you have the cultural highlights. The Winnipeg Symphony Symphony Orchestra calls the Downtown Centennial Concert Hall home, as does the Royal Winnipeg Ballet. You have the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, the first museum dedicated to human rights in Canada and throughout the world. Striking architecture topped by the Tower of Hope, which provides wonderful views of the city. Assiniboine Park Conservancy covers 80 acres with gardens, walking trails, a theater, and is home to some 180 animal species, both indoor and out. The Journey to Churchill exhibit is a must visit at the zoo, as well as the new diverse gardens. Sorry, back and the Leap opening in 2022. Kwamajuk is the newest addition to the Winnipeg Art Gallery. The space features 3-story visible vault, houses the largest collection of Inuit art in the world. Manitoba Museum, renowned for their vivid portrayal of Manitoba's rich and diverse history. The 9 interpretive galleries explore the interrelational relationship of people and their environment. You have the Royal Canadian Mint produces coins for Canada and 80 other countries. Tours of their facilities showcase glow-in-the-dark technology. You have events and festivals. Thriving city like Winnipeg is also a popular destination for annual festivals occurring every month of the year. The Festival du Voyageur celebrates the winter months with its French-Canadian culture and history, and it's the largest of its kind in Western Canada. The Winnipeg Folk Festival and Fringe Festival take place in July. Both are internationally acclaimed and attracts performers and attendees from all over the world. Folklorama, held each August, brings the world to Winnipeg by exploring diverse communities, cultures, culinary, and performing arts. And then food and drink, home to some of the country's best restaurants. The city relies on the province's architectural industry to retain the reputation. Tree-lined Academy Road is where visitors, gourmands, will find high-end shops and fine dining. Osborne Village, just south of downtown, is a place to find great eateries that stay open late. Corridon Avenue, aka Little Italy, is all about convivial outdoor cafes and gelato. And the Exchange District is 30 blocks of historic architecture and brick warehouses transformed into boutiques, shops, and some of the very fine dining options. Did you know Winnipeg is home to the first Indigenous restaurant in Canada? Feast Bistro. All right, Winnipeg is a city of how many miles of running wild rivers through it?
It's 124.
Thank you. Yay! Thanks for helping. All right, outdoor activities. Yay, look at those guys. All right, fly fishing. Look at that. How cool. With so many different landscapes and 4-season appeal, Manitoba has a wealth of activities and opportunities to keep visitors busy both on land and on water. On the water, canoeing, kayaking, sailing, powerboating, sup, water skiing are amazing activities to delve into here at the province. Is home to 100,000 lakes, including the massive Lake Winnipeg Grand Beach Provincial Park, situated on the southeastern end of the lake, noted for its large white sand dunes. Pinawa Channel draws legions of water lovers to the banks for tubing, rafting, and canoeing, even sleeping in a houseboat to get the full 24 hours of the water experience. You have land activities. Hiking, biking trails of various lengths and degrees of difficulty wind their way throughout the province and can be traversed over single or multi-days on horseback, ATV, bike, or by foot. Provincial parks like White Shell and Whitemouth Falls have exceptional trails. There are 40 trails through Riding Mountain National Park alone. Geocaching is another land-based activity to consider and is a fun way to discover new places. You have wildlife encounters in Manitoba are as diverse as the province's terrain. Anglers will find 30 different species of fish qualifying for the Master Angler program in the pristine waters of our abundant lakes and rivers. No matter the season, fishing is very popular in the province, and guide services are always available for visitors. A day's drive can take birdwatchers through various habitats, including boreal, mixed forests, as well as grasslands, which make it possible to see a wide range of species from raptors to waterfowl. Provincial and national parks provide ample opportunity for viewing wildlife like bear, fox, wolves, and coyotes, as well as deer, elk, caribou, and bison. The province's official symbol, as it's nicknamed polar bear, capital of the world, implies Churchill offers one of the best wildlife encounters in Canada. And that doesn't change in the summer months either, when there's more than 60,000 beluga whales that migrate into the Hudson Bay to calve, mate, and feed. These friendly mammals can be seen via boat, sup, kayak, zodiac, and by aqua gliding. What is popular year-round activity?
Fishing.
Fishing, correct. All right, where are we going to stay? Well, throughout Manitoba, visitors will find a wide variety of accommodations to meet their needs, from campsites and motor inns to upscale resorts to retreats that are a bit off the beaten path. Cabins, cottages, lodges, whether it's a stay in a cozy lakeside cottage, a log eco cabin nestled in the woods, sprawling wilderness lodge loaded with amenities, guests are guaranteed an authentic Manitoba experience. Surrounded by magical nature, book a serene stay in a fall or winter cabin in the heart of the International Peace Garden. Hike and fish the days away at the Turtle Mountain Resort with 1 or 2 cabins on the shores of Lake Mantagosha. Journey north to Gangler's North Seal River Lodge, a remote fly-in lodge and outpost camps that feature the finest catch and release sports fishing found anywhere in Canada. The Elkhorn Resort Spa and Conference Center is the perfect place to stay for visitors to Riding Mountain National Park and Clear Lake, with accommodations that include guest rooms and chalets. On-site guests have access to a restaurant and bar, spa, indoor pool, children's playground to keep everyone happy. And just a short drive away is a Clear Lake tennis and golf clubs set within the majestic settings of RNMP. Others to check out: Lakeview, Hecla Resort and Spa, South Beach Casino and Resort. And then they have City Stays, which is Inn at the Forks, showcases prairie luxury at its finest at the only hotel located in Winnipeg's tourism epicenter, the Forks. This boutique hotel is just steps away from fantastic shopping, dining, culture, and the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. As Winnipeg's most celebrated luxury hotel and National Historic Site, Fort Garry Hotel and Spa provides a modern mix of contemporary style and old world elegance, along with the world-class spa. Fairmount Winnipeg, a landmark in the heart of the city, is directly connected to the underground concourse for easy access to shopping areas and convenience convention center. Unique retreats. Clients not only not up for the usual motor inn or B&B, book a 4-person houseboat rental in Whiteshell Provincial Park, where guests can try water activities beyond just canoe or paddleboard. Enjoy an overnight stay on the Winnipeg River. In Churchill, it's possible to wake up with polar bears right outside the window by overnighting in a Tundra Buggy Lodge, which resembles a train berth. That's probably this. How cool, yeah. Family owned and operated working farms like Nine Finger Ranch offers visitors a chance to step away from technology and learn about the life's simple pleasures like trail riding, eating supper around a campfire. And then glamping is trending nowadays, as Manitoba delivers the yurts, or a stay in a 4-season authentic in Riding Mountain National. Sorry, I just want to see what yurts mean, because I forgot what yurts, I guess, is just a place to stay. What is this? View all the yurts. Do you know what yurt stands for? Okay, families will never forget the experience of sleeping under the stars, surrounded only by the serene sound of nature, and days spent hiking, cycling, and swimming. Also, check out Moonlit Canopy. Takes glamping to a whole new level in geodesic domes. All right, must-do experiences. So you have Churchill, a remote frontier town on the shores of Hudson Bay where visitors can come to see the big three: polar bears, beluga whales, and aurora borealis. The prime time for viewing the polar bears is October and November. Although the bears can be seen during the summer, beluga whales are the star of the show in July and August, when they come in the western part of the bay to eat, mate, and calve. Churchill is considered to have the largest concentration of these whales in the world. If that weren't enough, Churchill enjoys an optimal position on the auroral circle, which makes for excellent opportunities to view the bucket list northern lights some 300 nights a year. Optimal viewing times are January through March. Fishing is an absolute must experience in Manitoba. We're home to 80 species from walleye to and smallmouth bass to hefty channel, catfish, and northern pike. The province offers many regions to explore, each with fly-in, drive-to, and fly fishing options to choose from, including ice fishing in the winter. We're also home to the oldest master angler program in North America. You have the Canadian Fossil Discovery Center, is ideal for kids and anyone interested in the incredible archaeological and geological treasures of Canada from its prehistoric age. The facility is located a 1.5-hour drive from Winnipeg in Morden and exhibits the country's largest collection of marine reptile fossils, all found in Manitoba. You have the Riding Mountain National Park in Manitoba's most visited national park, part nature reserve and part recreation area. The park is alive with diversity of flora and fauna. Visitors to the Riding Mountain National Park will find a variety of landscapes, including prairie, forest, parklands, and deep, clear lakes. Park is ideal for wildlife viewing with herds of bison, elk, moose, bear, and wolves, boating and canoeing on the lakes, and hiking and biking on the many trails. Guides are available for hire. And then Gimli, where visitors can get their Viking on. Town was settled by Icelandic immigrants whose Nordic roots are evident throughout the community on the shores of Lake Winnipeg. The beach appeals to Winnipeggers who come to relax on the lakeshore in summer and ice fish in the winter. The Icelandic influence can be experienced year-round at multiple festivities and themed festivals. Speaking of festivals, if planning a February itinerary, try to schedule a stay in Winnipeg so clients can visit the Festival du Voyageur, taking place in Voyageur Park, located in the city's French Quarter. It's the largest celebration of French-Canadian culture in Western Canada. Snow sculptures, traditional music, cuisine workshop, and entertainment are all on tap to illustrate and celebrate the interconnected histories of voyageurs who arrived in the fur trade, the metals, and First Nations people. So you guys can start promoting that, a type of hut. Thank you, Linda. What are the three musts? We got the beluga, the polar bears.
Everybody.
What?
Yeah.
All that but Clear Lakes, right?
Yep.
Yay, thank you. All right. And again, working with us right there, all the information, social media. And now we need one more, is it? View your badge. Oh, we've completed. No, that's Manitoba. Is that it? No, that's just Manitoba, right?
Yeah, that's just Manitoba.
Well, look how many we got today, guys. So we just have one more, right?
Yeah.
All right. Alberta, Ontario.
Do you want to do Quebec?
Yeah. Is that right
I
here?
can't see how many pages it is, yeah.
Quebec. I think they've all been 14.
I think so.
All right, let's do this. Last one, guys.
Woo! We're almost done. Yay.
Okay.
Now we got to plan a trip to Canada next year.
Yeah, exactly. Next. All right, bonjour. Welcome to Quebec, the francophone capital of Canada and the country's largest province, spanning forested wilderness, mountain peaks, vital waterways, impressive waterfalls, unique and living culture. For 4 centuries, Quebec has been the francophone epicenter of North America, traveling through a rich history of influences from indigenous communities as well as French and British regimes. The result is a truly singular culture and society, one that is sure to please the taste of any traveler with its architecture, thriving art scenes, and of course, gastronomy. You have boundless nature. Quebec stretches almost 645,000 square miles in area, half of which are covered by forests and that are home to an amazing 650 species of wildlife. There are some 30 national parks scattered across the province, and exploring these is easy. Loads of fun, hiking, biking, canoeing, skiing, snowshoeing, you name it, from the Laurentian Mountains to Arctic tundra to the Gaspé Peninsula. Quebec's landscape are a natural playground for outdoor enthusiasts. You have vibrant cities, incredible nature, vibrant cities that showcase Quebec's rich cultural history, provide much to discover and celebrate for today's travelers. Montreal is a charismatic, cosmopolitan, and welcoming city that blends old and new, traditional and modern, with a creative culture that generates trend-setting cuisine, music, design, and art. Steeped in French tradition and history, Quebec City is the only fortified city north of Mexico. From the cobblestone streets of its charming historic district, this UNESCO World Heritage Site boasts European architecture, antique churches, boutique shops, and acclaimed restaurants. Let's start our journey to learn more about the magnific wonders Quebec has to offer. So getting there in and around Canada's largest province is easy and efficient. There's 3 international airports: Montreal Pierre, Quebec City Jean Lesage, and Gatineau Ottawa. Domestic flights are also useful when traveling to far away destinations that would sometimes be inaccessible otherwise, such as Nunavik, Basse-Côte-Nord, and Magdalen Islands. By road, many options for rental cars at all major airports in Quebec, as well as in the cities. And the province has an extensive road network, including more than 1,200 miles of well-marked highways. Most cities and towns in Quebec are connected by intercity bus routes operated by the following companies, which is Orleans Express, Intercar, and Limocar. By rail, Via Rail Canada operates the rail network across Quebec and the entirety of Canada. The Montreal-Quebec City line is about 3-hour ride. Other lines provide travel to Jonquière, Saint-Conay, Saint-Jean, and Sanitaire. That one. All right, specialist tip: book a passenger train with panoramic views. Traveling between Quebec Baja St. Paul and La Balle. In the Charlevoix region, the Train de Charlevoix follows a 77-mile route between mountains and sea. So that'd be kind of cool, right? By sea, offering seasonal and year-round service, Quebec ferries extend travel between the banks of St. Lawrence across certain bodies of water like the Ottawa River, Saginaw River, and they connect the Basse St. Laurent and Galibici Côte Nord region by transporting passengers and their vehicles. Ferry service also connects Prince Edward Island to the Magdalen Islands. Public transportation, all of Quebec's major cities offer public transportation network, takes residents and visitors virtually everywhere they need to go. Montreal also has underground metro. Time zone, most of Quebec, including Montreal and Quebec City, are Eastern Standard Time. Some of the eastern portions of the province observe Atlantic. Quebec is Canada's largest province, spanning 645,000 square miles, half of which are covered by forests that are home to how many amazing species of wildlife?
650.
Hey, 650. Oops. Can I go back? Okay, there we go. Come on, happy fingers. There we go. Thank you. All right, lay of the land, more than 20 tourist regions. Quebec has it all: culture, nature, adventure, and much more. The South, Montreal, Laval, Ortras, Montarage, Eastern Township, Centre de Quebec, tucked neatly against the northern borders of New York, Vermont, Western Maine, and New Brunswick. This is the most dense. There's flies getting in. I don't know if you want to shut the door. This is the most densely populated region of the province. Key cities are the metropolis of Montreal and Gatineau, situated on the northern shore of the Ottawa River across Canada's capital city. The southern region is dominated by the mighty St. Lawrence River, which flows northeast all across the province, emptying into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. For golf enthusiasts, the highest concentration of courses in Quebec is in the Eastern Township, which has a long history of Irish and Scottish settlements. In the east, you have Quebec, Charlevoix, Côte Nord, Lias, and all these other ones. Home to the city that gave the province its name, Quebec, this region is host to a collection of small cities, towns, villages, nestled in nature. The terrain is hilly enough to attract skiers and snowboarders in winter, as well as hikers and mountain bikers in the warmer months. With plentiful rivers and lakes, magnificent cuisine, and culinary trails, it's no wonder boaters, anglers, and foodies flock here too. All right, so in the west, the Laurentians are here, ripe and lush forests, rivers interspersed with lively town, ski resort town of Mont-Tremblant, 90 minutes to the northwest of Montreal. Mauricie and Landour represent the heart of authentic Quebec. Vast open spaces carry on into the flatter plains of Lanador area with over 311 miles of trails to ski, as well as inspiring waterfalls. Saguenay-Lac Saint-Jean is a vast region of forest and rivers, including the Saginaw River and Saginaw Fjord, one of the largest fjords in the world. And then north, the vast area is the largest region in the province, but the least populated, starting with farmlands yielding to tundra with very few trees as the region reaches the 55th parallel and James Bay. Glaciers sculpted this landscape, and pristine rivers flow out to the saltwater in Gava Bay in the eastern portion. Remote but hardly lifeless, the amounts of the rare bird and wildlife sightings are breathtaking. Most of the small population here is either Inuit or Cree. Nunavik, roughly the size of France, is found here, reaching up to the 62nd parallel. This is officially Arctic Canada, where the sun barely rises in the winter or sets in the summer. And then you have this icon you have to click on to see. All right, so here's an interactive map. Okay. All right, next, vibrant cities. Quebec's urban centers offers a full range of experiences, including world-class dining, arts, culture, history, shopping, and entertainment, all within easy reach of great outdoors. Montreal, an eclectic mix of old world culture, new world cool, charming little neighborhoods, best explored on foot. Plateau Mont Royal is the most French area with characteristic outdoors, iron staircases, and many bistros and cafes along Mont Royal Street. Old Montreal boasts incredible architecture, cobblestone streets, dated from its origins in 1642. History lovers can immerse themselves in the past, especially in the waterfront Old Port. Strolling, biking, or touring by road are ideal ways to see the city. Travelers, oops, hold on, guys. All right, travelers will enjoy world-class cuisine, an iconic music scene, and high-end fashion shopping in numerous boutiques. You have the highlights, which is Mount Royal, towering 760 feet in the heart of downtown. Vast natural park of numerous paths for walking and biking in the summer. Cross-country skiing in the winter. Strategic viewpoints provide spectacular panoramas of the city. Montreal's underground city, comprised of 20 miles of tunnels connecting shopping centers, hotels, subway stations, great way to escape winter's cold and summer's heat and mix with locals. Festivals and events around year-round. Formula One Grand Prix, Montreal International Jazz Festival in the summer to the Fête des Neiges Montreal in winter. You have the Quebec City UNESCO World Heritage Gem. Quebec shows visitors a great time with experiences highlighting its character. City is also best explored on foot. Lengthy event calendar means no matter what time of year visitors arrive, there is certainly something incredible and unique to discover. Beyond its tradition and rich heritage, the city is also filled with trendy neighborhoods and up-and-coming areas. Highlights: Fairmount Chateau Frontenac, an iconic hotel in Old Quebec's Upper Town, ideal for overnight stays or just stopping by for a look. This is a must-see for history buffs. Guided tours are available so visitors can explore 400 years of historical artifacts. Parliament Building, home to the Provincial National Assembly, not just a legislative building, modern educational space with a magnificent library, well-kept secret in its restaurant La Parlementaire, serving innovative Canadian cuisine. Just 15 minutes from Old Quebec, Montmorency Falls, higher than Niagara, an inspirational site. There are a variety of ways to see its majesty, including stairs, zip line, cable car, and via ferrata. Montmorency Falls, higher than Niagara's impressive natural wonders, located only minutes away from what city center?
Quebec City.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Outdoor adventures. What are we going to do there? Packed with nature outdoor. Each traveler visiting urban centers don't have to venture far. By land in summer and winter, the vast areas of plains, rolling hills, mountains are ideal settings for activities. With 3,728 miles of hiking trails, twice the amount for cycling, this region is paradise for body and soul. Venture above the land for more extremes, from hang gliding, parachuting, paragliding to aerial, rope courses, zip lining, rappelling. There are countless ways to get an adrenaline rush. Don't forget equestrian activities. They are also plentiful here. Once the weather turns cold, skiing, including downhill, cross-country, and off-piste, ensure the fun continues. Visitors can try something new like dog sledding or ski joring. In addition to snowmobiling, the province is also home to 175 public golf courses, primarily surrounding the metro areas of Quebec City and Montreal, including one of North America's 3 oldest courses, Murray Bay. So by water, so many lakes, rivers, and little islands make for unique environments to enjoy boating, kayaking, canoeing, paddleboarding. The rich St. Lawrence River offers tourists the opportunity to view both urban and natural wonders via sightseeing cruises, whale watching. With so many different whale species here, it's likely visitors will catch sight of these magnificent creatures. There are even seals to spot at the mouth of the Saguenay Fjord. Hunting and fishing. Quebec has hunters of all kinds with 29 separate hunting and fishing zones in the province. Both activities can be practiced year-round, but check for dates and regulations specific to those zones. The region is home to some 30 species of fish, but famous for yellow walleye and northern pike. Hunting, especially big game, has more regulations. More common game, including black bear, white-tailed deer, moose, as well as smaller waterfowl. With more than 500 professional outfitters throughout the province, finding assistance, gear, lodging, rentals, and guides to make the planning quite easier. Special tip, Sepak Anticosti Island, largest outfitter in the world, providing eager hunters and anglers with opportunities to hunt white-tailed deer and ruffed grouse and cast for Atlantic salmon and sea trout. See, I'd love to be there right now. All right, how about country retreats? Venturing into Quebec's countryside opens a world of authentic accommodations and natural settings. So, hotels and country inns is a great resource with 40 properties with throughout Quebec featuring personalized services, cozy comfort, and fine dining. Visitors into a more modern vibe can even find options like Axe Hotel and Mont Tremblant, whose edgy decor doesn't skimp on amenities such as year-round heated pool, sauna, gourmet coffee bar, lakeside splendor, fine gastronomy, healing water therapeutics in the Noah Spa. Await guests at La Cache du la Champagne, an intimate retreat featuring rooms with private balconies across the Lake Champlain golf course. You have cottages and condos everywhere in Quebec. Some may be more rustic than others, like Reserve Fanique Mastouche between Lanadier and Morassi. All other relaxation and other guests to reconnect. All offer relaxation and allow guests to reconnect with family or friends in privacy. La Maison Cap Vert Lavette, with panoramic views over the L'Est de la Madeleine, offers modern conveniences like Wi-Fi to keep everyone happy. Couples looking for intimate retreats will find plush accommodations like chalets La Truette in the Laurentians, featuring suites with stone fireplaces, hot tub saunas, patio with barbecue, and access to a spa. La Balachune Evo Villette is Mauricie, offers comfortable rooms in an exceptional, beautiful natural setting comprising an 8-island archipelago, waterfalls, enthralling forest lands, and tranquil plains. Outfitter lodges offering activities, accommodations year-round, including fishing in summer and winter and hunting in fall. These are ideal for interacting and capturing wildlife in a variety of ways. Arctic Adventures is an Inuit-owned and, I'm sorry, hold on a sec. Sorry, guys. An Inuit-owned and run outfitter featuring Arctic fishing experience on 2 different rivers in Nunavik, which are famed for their large Arctic char. In the Ottawa River Valley, Bouchen Wilderness Lodge features cabins, luxury chalet rooms, and camping on exclusive territory boasting 7 fish species and 40 lakes. Also check out these other 2. Unique stays, want to stay in a luxurious igloo. Yeah, that'd be cool, huh? Ice Hotel located. I want to just take a quick look at that. That'd be kind of fun, huh? An ice igloo. Wow, look at that. That's kind of cool, huh, guys?
It's very cool.
Oh, and the hot tub right there. Wow, and then being able to watch the lights and have a polar bear climb over at you. All right, just wanted to see that. That's kind of cool. Located 20 minutes from Downtown Quebec, full functioning hotel crafted entirely from ice. Open from January to late March, it is the only hotel of its kind. Even features an ice bar, ice chapel for wedding ceremonies. Water-loving visitors can experience a unique stay in the lighthouse converted into inns. On the fjord, there is park adventures, pairing activities like kayaking, unique accommodations such as suspended spheres and tree houses. What kind of accommodations are well suited for clients seeking outdoor adventures in hunting and fishing?
The Outfitters Lodge.
Just the
last
one? Okay, thank you. All right. Woo, must-sees. Okay, so you have Mont Tremblant, outdoor playground for the entire family, only an hour and a half from Montreal, but like a world away for both residents and tourists. It's not just a legendary ski resort, plenty of ways to enjoy the area, including the waters or ice of Las Mercières. There's even a casino, pedestrian village with bars, restaurants, and nightlife, plus fun activities for the kids. You have the wine route through the province's Eastern Townships region, features 21 wineries to please all types of enophiles. There are far too many to cover in a long weekend, so encourage pre-planning as well as pre-arranging a designated driver. The latter will be pleased with the appealing restaurants to enjoy. Also, plenty of farms, orchids, artisanal shops, and thermal spas along the route. You have the Canadian Museum of History located in Gatineau, across the river from the Ottawa's Parliament Hill. Canada's most visited museum features a collection of 4 million items telling the story of Canada from over 20,000 years. Centerpiece is a majestic grand hall with awe-inspiring totem poles, traditional coast-style houses, Pacific First Nations people, a children's museum, and a cinema 3D theater also on site. Discover Canada's wildlife at Parc Omega, 7.5-mile safari route in a park between Ottawa and Montreal. Kids and adults can drive through and discover native wild animals in their national environment, bears, bison, elk, moose, and wolves, as well as hands-on areas for farm animals, horses, and sled dogs. Plus, there are shops, dining, unique overnight experiences, sleeping with the wolves in a cabin with panoramic bay windows, permitting up-close observation of these creatures coming up to your window. How cool is that? Saginaw, St. Lawrence Marine Park, best sites to view some 13 different species of whales, including beluga and blue whales, who come to feed. A whale watching cruise available May to October offers stunning scenery with sightings of these majestic creatures and marine mammals. All right, the Laurentian Mountains in Western Quebec, home to which of the legendary ski resort, which is a must visit.
I can't remember. I didn't catch that.
Tremblant.
Okay.
Tremblant. There we go. We are done. We are done. We are done. I hope. All right. You have successfully completed. Remember, you achieve gold after 8. Okay. So I think we did 8, right? So that's Quebec. Module completed. All right, I think we did it. Did we do it? You have achieved. Okay, complete 8. Come on, I know we achieved it, didn't we? Hit refresh. View diploma. Okay, let's see what we got. That's the destination one. Complete 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We didn't do 6, 7. I think we started this, but we didn't do it. Did we? Did we do Alberta? We did Alberta, right? What do you guys show on yours? Do you guys have your thing?
Hang on, I'm looking.
You're still showing silver? Yeah, it's still showing silver. So we did this one. We did British Columbia.
Yep, we did Alberta.
Okay, look and see what we did. I'll name them off and see. So we did Alberta, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, Quebec, and the Yukon. Is that 8?
Yeah, right.
Maybe if we get out and get back in. I'm finishing up. What's up? Oh, cool. Thank you. All right, maybe it has to update, you think?
Probably, so hopefully when we come back in it is
Yeah. It says 18 out of 23. Hold on, let's see. Let me check my emails. Have you guys been getting emails on them?
no,
I haven't.
not for Canada.
Well, shucks, 4 hours in, we should get our thing, right? Yeah, we've been on since 10. I know. Wow, tell me about it. Tell me about it, stud. I got chills. They're multiplying.
I know, that don't make sense.
Right.
I don't
Restart.
think you have to do them all unless they want you to do them all, but there's no progress bar on that one.
Right. It says right here, complete 8. Restart, but we're done.
Yeah, we did them all.
Turn to overview. I don't know, maybe it takes a little bit to update or something.
It must.
All right, well, let's end for today.
I have a
Because, okay, I can't hear you very well. Can you hear her?
I've been having problems with my thing.
Okay,
All right.
there,
So my question is, I finished Marriott training yesterday, but it says that my IATN number is invalid.
okay, with Marriott, you have to put in both the Marriott or the CLIA and the IATAN. You have to have both.
Okay, I don't have my CLIA card yet.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to wait. They have it closed for right now. They will reopen it probably this month or next. So watch the chats, and as soon as they come up, then go in and order it.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's confusing, but you have to put both in there to be able to qualify. Disney's the same thing. You need a CLIA card for that. Which kind of stinks, because especially for people just starting out, the CLIA card closes down and then starts back up next month. So
Okay. The CLIA card again?
it's cruising.org.
Oh,
So
okay.
you go into cruising.org and then you can go in and look. I'll show you in just a minute. I'm just trying to go back into this to see if it'll show updated yet. Oops, that's not what I wanted. All right, Linda, get out completely and see if it'll come up for you. All right, right here, cruising.org. You'll go into here. You'll go up here to Travel Agent Center, and right here. So it's okay.
Okay, there you go. I got it. That's me. I was just trying to see your screen.
Okay, so you go here, join or renew. And it says right here that it's currently not doing open enrollment, and to check back in October. So October, November, it'll pop back up. It's $69. It's regularly $119, but since we're a platinum agency, You'll be able to get it for $69. And another cool thing, you save money on all kinds of things. You save money on extra commissions, you save money on computers, on appliances, all different stuff. So when it pops back up, we're going to be doing a training on it. So when we do, you can go ahead and get started on that again. And we'll show you all the perks and everything for it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so thank you for joining us. I'm glad, I just don't know why our
I think today is a month for me.
Oh, congratulations. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm
Well,
still learning.
yeah, well, again, it's always a learning process. So, we're all here, to help each other. So, Linda, did you go through yours? Did you see, did we get
Yeah,
us?
I
Oh.
logged out and relogged back in, but I'm on my iPad. Mine actually, it shows that it's like all the way up to platinum, but it's not highlighted green like yours.
And
But
what
it
does it
shows
say up at the top?
at the top.
Like right here. So does it say current status silver?
Well, my current status, it just says trainee.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and I've done them all, but I think it's because I'm on my iPad. I gotta go log in on Denise's old laptop. I gotta get a laptop for these things. I can't do California on my iPad. I have to do it on the laptop.
You know what I'm wondering? Do you see these like dots or whatever? These check marks? Do we need to have those check marks showing? Maybe.
Well, I've got mine on the first set, all the experience. And then underneath with the provinces, they're all just showing the 100%. And then the foundation, the first one shows check marks too. So it should have check marks on to show that you've done them.
Yeah, see, mine don't have the check marks on here.
Well, the ones down below on the provinces only shows you the percentage up in the corner. It says 100%.
Okay.
So it's not showing all of them.
All right, maybe it'll reset, but
Yeah, let me log in on the laptop and see what it shows different and see if I can see anything else.
Yeah, mine's is still showing the same thing. There's nothing here. I see the check marks, but on the Providence it's just the green, like it's finished. That's it.
yeah, I'm gonna put this in here and just say gold status shows we completed 8 of the, what is this, provinces? Yeah.
Yeah.
Provinces, but still showing silver status. Can you help? All right. I'll just leave it at that. Agree to terms.
Yes, you can have, well, not quite my firstborn, but
Okay, there we go. All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. I'm gonna go get something to eat and rest for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to the park. So, have
Yay.
fun. Thank you, and good
You're
luck.
welcome.
Thank you, Linda, for all the answers, and thank you, Mercedes, for hanging out with us. It was a long one.
Yes.
So you have a great day. All right.
So,
All right. Thanks, Linda.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
guys.
You have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Love you
Yeah.
guys.
Love ya.
Bye.